Yo, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Mandem talk. We are here, man. Thursday settings. Big up to everyone that's locked in right now. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And there's a lot to get into, man, as we gear up to the transfer season. Obviously, Man United season's over. But yeah, transfer window is kicking in. Absolutely kicking in like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, man, big up to the Mandem. We got man like Rants in the building. Rants, what you saying, bro? You good?
Man, big up, man. All good, man. Big up the panel. Big up the chat, man.
Yeah, big up to you, man. And we got AJ Nose Ball. What you saying, AJ? You good?
What you man saying, man? Big up you, man. Back.
Come on, big up to everyone that's locked in. Obviously, the Mandem will be joining us soon. You get me? Rhino, Coop Baller, Staffy, and obviously the Nurin and that man. So they'll be all here coming in shortly. But listen, it looks like the sign of Ederson is set to be done, people, man. Man like Ederson is expected to join Manchester United imminently. Shout out to Sully. He said that Ederson becoming a new Man United player is now a when, not if. Documents are ready with a few final details with Atlanta to be sorted. Total fee expected to be a little less than the reported 38 million. Ederson is waiting to fly in. So Ederson set to come in reportedly less than what it was originally feared. You know what I mean? Because again, like I said to you, man, that's what they try and do. You know, at the start, they try and maybe scaremonger a lot of the fans. But yo, listen, I'm happy this is actually just gonna happen now, and we're gonna get the player, man. I think for me, it's good. It's good signs, Rants, man. We're getting this one early before even the transfer window even started, brothers. You get me? Certain men are still playing their games, but we're already on next season, bro. Solid.
Well, 100%, and the price is good as well, bro. With United, they always try and make it out that the initial price is. They always make it out that the price, including add-ons, is just the base level, the base price, and it never is. Do you know what I'm saying? It's good business, bro. They're saying it's about 34 million or something like that. With add-ons, plus like some little minor add-ons, and we don't know what those add-ons are, bro. We don't know how achievable they are. We don't know what they are in it. But 34 million for a midfielder of that profile, that age, with his experience, it's calm, bro. And they're saying 75k a week salary, which means this nonsense about him being Cass's replacement, that they were briefed, that people were putting out there, it's not true. You know what I mean? He's coming to be a squad player on 75 grand, which is great.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. I think for me, when I look at it, at first I was like, 1 year left to go. Are we paying a little bit more? But then we actually break it down. Even Laurie Whitwell, I think, said it on his podcast, said that it's going to be less than what was expected. You feel me? Which I think that's a bonus, man, because end of the day, you could go and get a player that might have a couple more years left on his deal, but is going to be willing to be third choice? Is he going to be willing to be part as a rotational player? How like, you know what I mean? Like the dynamics of the deal. Then when you're seeing the transfer that we're seeing this summer unfolding, you kind of just look back and think, you know what, man, it's actually not that bad. Knowing that United will be getting more midfielders, I think that's the key, man. Man United getting more midfielders is what we're talking about.
Brother, we paid 60 million for Mason Mount on the last year of his contract and gave him 250 grand, blood. And we're getting this Bray for half the price, and he's on like a quarter of the money almost. Do you know what I mean? And it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's an absolute no-brainer, bro. Mason Mount stinking the place up, bro.
Bro, and I still don't think the United fan base have really said about Mason Mount, bro. Let's be honest. Like, we haven't really given him this kind of like.
No, he's getting away with murder, bro. Like, he's just sliding under the radar and just getting on with his life, bro.
Yeah, literally, like living life as if it's not been bought for 60 million. AJ, what are you saying, bro? The deal, the player, have you watched a lot of him? And yeah, the profile. What are you saying altogether?
You know, it is. You see me, especially when it comes to midfielders, it's hard to judge them off highlights. Like, I haven't watched him play, so when I'm looking at the highlights, I saw him score a couple headers in the highlights, so I was happy about that. If he's replacing certain man, but it's one of those things where I think I'm just gonna have. I think for this signing, I think the fact that it's reasonably low in price, and I feel like when you look at the last year or so, when we sign players that we don't spend a lot of money on, there's less pressure on them, and they tend to do better than the players that get bought for astronomical fees and big wages, etc. So I don't mind the signing. I think when it comes to Brazilian midfielders, they tend to work in it. So I'm not, for us at least, so I'm not really too fussed about him coming in. I think what I like the most is the fact that it's low 30 million. It's just a 30 million buy, because it tells you that we're being serious about next season. We're trying to go out and bolster our squad. And also the fact that the price is so reasonably low shows you that they're making sure that they're budgeting well for the rest of the players that they're trying to bring in. And if you start from early, then you can do the rest. And some of the players that we might try bring in, I don't know, maybe there might be some that they're looking at that are going to the World Cup and they're thinking to themselves, cool, we can't risk signing a player that's going to the World Cup before the World Cup, because if they get a mad injury, we've wasted money. So let's look at players that may not feature like that, but we still want, and try and get the best deals for them. And if we're being honest, Ederson, that's a great deal. That's a great deal in terms of the price, what he can offer, the fact that he's 26. It all kind of makes sense, especially for 75k. There's United players on mad wages. The fact that we're even lowering the wage bill as well, it just shows that we're doing stuff that we don't normally do. Normally we do stuff like a nonsense club. Now we're at least building something. I think there's a foundation there already. It's just about building the right bricks that go along with that.
Yeah. See, I don't like this kind of lazy arguments here about Ederson's Ugarte 2.0 just because one horribly didn't go right. If you actually watch Ederson, he's nothing like Ugarte. He doesn't actually try and get the ball. He doesn't actually try and do a lot of the stuff that Ugarte is not known for, bro. Like, he actually wants to get the ball. He wants to spray it around. He wants to, shift the ball forward as well. Like, we've not seen any of that, bro. We got bumped, and we have to take that L.
Yeah, but also Ugarte was brought in, to have a main role in the team, and he was bad. Yeah, I mean, Ederson's not being brought in to do that, and Ederson is factually a better footballer than him. It's not even comparable, bro. You don't need to watch either of them play, bro. Like, really and truly, even if you did watch a compilation, 1 minute of both of them, there's stuff that Ederson can do that Ugarte couldn't do in his dreams. So it doesn't make sense. The comparison, like, it's not even lazy. Like, do you know what I mean? It's beyond that. Like, it makes actually no logical sense.
It doesn't make no sense. Most players shouldn't be compared to Ugarte. We could have got Will Hughes, and I would still be happier with him than Ugarte.
But I was comparing Ugarte to Conor Gallagher, and Conor Gallagher's better than him.
Conor Gallagher's still, bro. God knows. I promise you now, Ugarte could go championship and he still wouldn't bat it up.
Yeah, strong.
But look who's come from the championship though. Like, more Gibbs White. You've had Wharton. You've had you know what I mean.
Anderson was playing in League Two.
Like, people listen. That Hayden Hackney is probably better than that Ugarte, bro. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, Ugarte had the simple benefit of playing for PSG, and he had that good year under Ruben Amorim, where I think he was man of the match in that Europa League against Arsenal. Got him on the map. He got him on the map, and then obviously, I'm not gonna lie to you, he looked half decent in the Copa America. I was like, you know what? Decent. But again, when you come to Man United, you do get exposed though. When you got a bigger club, look at Semenyo. I thought Semenyo would be the guy, but then when I watch him, I'm like, oh man, I'm trying to like defend you, but you're not really that good, You're a goal scorer.
Yeah, but it depends on what you're surrounded by. You need to understand, like when Semenyo was at Bournemouth, even though Bournemouth have some good players, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they do.
That, like, he ain't got Doku on the other side that man are comparing him to. Do you know what I mean? Or Ryan Cherky, like, that they're comparing him to. They're not comparing him to that. Do you know what I'm saying? So straight away, the comparisons put pressure on you, bro. And then when you've got a technically competent team and then you got Semenyo on the ball bouncing off his shin pads, like, it's completely different. It's even more apparent, bro. Do you know what I mean? You see the same thing. Look at what Pedro Neto looked like at Wolves compared to what he looks like at Chelsea. Pedro Neto at Wolves looked like one of the best wingers in the league.
Yeah, word. Because if you put when we're in that City team, it'll be very apparent.
Yeah, 100%. So I feel like it's one of them ones where with Ederson, I think as a third kind of midfielder as well, along with the two others that we'll talk about in a sec, bro. I think he will know his role. I think also as well, like, you're coming to Man United, bro, as well. Like, I feel like we've lost the idea of like, yo, Man needs to realize, yo, you're still coming to Man United. Like, you don't just get your team, you don't get your place earned just like that, bro. And we are getting better players now. It's not as if we were getting the scrubs like a Garnacho, like a Hoyland, where these men are seriously bad. Like, we're getting players that now, and Bumo, Cunha, you still got a Man who now has gone to the World Cup now as well. You get me? Like, you've got players in here with a little bit more credibility now, where you can't just walk in and think, yo, my place is guaranteed. Big up Staffy in the building. So I feel like, and another thing as well, when people say, oh, but why is Ederson not in the Brazil squad? Sometimes it's about the dynamic of what a manager likes, you know, because he's taking Fabinho for a reason. Like, why would you take Fabinho, bro, ahead of Ederson?
Yeah, but also, if you have taken Fabinho, then you don't need to take Ederson.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Because you've got Fabinho and Casemiro. What do you need to take Ederson for?
Yeah, but it also shows you that sometimes managers have their preference. It's like England. Why would you take a Henderson and not Adam Morton? I don't know if you man seen Adam Morton last night.
Bro,
again,
that guy's to be fair, I don't think he was man of the match, but he was amazing though.
Bro, there's a decision making though, playing the ball forward. This guy's ridiculous.
Bro, I'll be real, bro. He's one of those people, like, I feel like to understand Adam Morton, you have to have played some football in your life. Like, go and press him and you'll understand why it's not comparable to some of these men. You can't press him because the ball's gone already. It's too much.
Gone.
Yesterday, you could tell that wasn't his level. It was too easy for him. He's picking up the ball, and I think people sleep on his final third passing. He's getting the ball, and he's finding these little passes through the lines that you shouldn't even be able to do. Picked up on his left, found Tyreek Mitchell. That should be a goal. Should have had 2 goal involvements.
Yeah, facts, 100%, man, 100%. Before I get to you, Staffy, just gonna get some super chats in. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you hit the like button, people. Big up Saeed, big up the Mandem. Big up Blank says Ederson's a solid signing, 38 million transfer fee and 85k week salary, I think. For a squad with UCL experience, people crashing out need to chill. We'll get onto that Ghost one soon. Some man crashing out of Ederson when they need to be directing their energy to Deadwood returning. Rashford, Onana, and Present Mount in the club. Big up Adewale. He says, I'm okay with Ederson being our third midfielder, but when did Mateus Fernandes become better than Baleba? AM turning to CM. I prefer Baleba over Fernandes. Ederson, Baleba, Tonali should be our midfield rebuild this summer. Money Mace with the winning complexion avoided scrutiny. If this is his brother or not British, these pagan fans and pundits would be talking bare rubbish. Absolutely. And I would crash out if Wharton goes to Liverpool. Staffy, talk to me about Ederson, man. What are you saying? You know what it is? I feel like the fan base does do the meltdown thing a bit too early. You know what I mean? Especially on Twitter. Twitter's one of them ones, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? You're always going to get that, man. But looking at it now, when all the facts have been presented, is that a decent sign for Man United?
So first of all, big up to all of you guys. Big up to the chat. Big up everyone. Shout out to the Knicks. Big up to everyone in the chat. Yeah. He's just. I'm not having a meltdown like per se everyone else is doing, but I'm not gonna lie. It's not a signing that just has me off my feet. You get what I'm saying? Like I didn't watch enough of him, so I had to do what everyone else does. You know, go watch some comps, look up some I don't know, like White Scout, whatever the fuck you can find on him. He's a very average player. Like it was always gonna come down to the price, in my opinion. And we do need squad fillers, anyways. Not everyone's gonna come in and be a starter. Not everyone is gonna come in and play 38 games. Not everyone's gonna come in and play 90 minutes every day. I just look at him as someone that we need in the midfield. Do we need someone athletic? Yes. Do we need someone who is a bit of a destroyer? Yes. Do we need different profiles? Yes. He's just very average all over the place. So it's not something that is getting you off my feet. But like, I kind of understand why the club is doing it. So I'm not having a meltdown. But then at the same time, like, it's gonna be very hard for me to gas it up. You know, maybe if I watch him a little bit and he proves me wrong, I don't even want to say prove me wrong, just show me that he's something that I didn't know he was, then maybe I'll start backing it a little bit more. Honestly, it's a very average signing, bro. He's 27, Brazilian, doesn't even represent his national team. It's very hard for anyone to look at this signing and be like, wow, I can't believe we pulled this off. Like, it's a whatever signing to me. Like, good for the depth, but I think we'll get over it if and when we sign the marquee signing in that midfield. If you can go and drop 120 or whatever it is that they're asking for Elliot Anderson and we end up getting him, I think people will brush it aside. I don't think we'll care. The issue is, I think everyone is hungry right now, and you got the appetizer. but you don't want the appetizer. You're ready for the main course. That's how it feels right now. We're ready to see like who's the real signing that's going to be in this midfield. Who's going to be the big name that will come in? Because don't forget, bro. Like regardless of what I thought about him, Casemiro had a big presence in this team and in this midfield and just in the locker room himself. So you're losing a big name. And for what he did in the midfield, yeah, we're probably recruiting something a little bit different. Like in terms of Ederson, he's not necessarily like a Casemiro, but like it's a huge gap to fill. Like we are worried. I don't know if worried is the word, but like we're anticipating it. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like until that's out the way, we're kind of gonna look at every other signing that's like an Ederson, like, oh, okay, but like, how about this? How about that? Is Tchouaméni coming in? Is Anderson coming in? So I feel like until that is done, this is going to feel a little bit underwhelming, but I could be wrong. If he does, I'll say this: if he feels anything in this squad, like Fred used to do, because I used to love Fred. I knew Fred was just very limited to what he could do, but I loved Fred. He knew his role. The guy always came out and said, "I'm here to carry the piano. That's what I'm here for." He knew his job. He was a role player. So if we go and get him and he does that, I'll be okay with it. But until we get the big signing, bro, as I said, I think people are going to be a little bit skeptical.
Yeah. Do you know what it is though? I feel like with these, because I've been thinking about these Man United signings, especially with the midfield, and every single time I think about it, and I think about what we had before, I can't even think about Casemiro anymore, because there's no one we will get.
No one
kind of replace what he does. Because like I don't know how to explain. Like Casemiro, yeah. If you look at him on pure footballing ability, yeah, he's a good footballer. But some of these men that we're probably looking at are probably better technically than him, innit? But the way he plays football isn't about like just his technical ability. It's that he's just a man. Like he's experienced. Like the way he has know-how. Have you ever played like a Sunday league game? You've got technical ballers in your team. You're playing against a team full of old men, and they beat you because they've just got know-how all over the pitch. That they just find a way to win.
Yeah,
Casemiro just finds a way to win, and he uses his know-how throughout the game so many times. The positioning, the way he tackles. It's like a lot of the players we're gonna get aren't gonna have that. So we just have to kind of accept that this midfield is gonna look a bit different now.
I think it's gonna look better if anything. Like I think Casemiro is very unique in the way that he plays. He's a tackler. He's a leader. He's very press trigger, but at the same time, the guy has an insane long ball that he plays a couple times a game. Him and Bruno, they love that diagonal pass, and he's an absolute threat. He's a lob threat. For you guys who watch the NBA, you'd know that he's a lob threat in the box. The guy is literally on every fucking header. So you quite literally won't replace him like for like, because I don't think there's anyone out there that even plays like Casemiro. Like I genuinely don't believe it. So I do think the likelihood we will get more technical in the midfield anyways. Go ahead.
He's just from a completely different generation of football, blood. He's from the generation of the real men, blood. Like the Luka Modric's and that. Them men are cooked now, bro. Like there's not players like that now. Like they don't have the mentality. Like it's not even about ability. It's the intangibles with Casemiro. He's a real leader, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you're not going to be able to sign a player like that. And this is why, for me, the closest thing we can get to that is a Tonali. The closest thing we can get. A leader that's technical, that's played at the highest level, that's come through an academy, an elite football club. Like, he just gets it, bro. Like, no other profile for me fits replacing Casemiro, bro. Like, Tchouaméni, people can say, yeah, Tchouaméni, but for me, like, nah, bro. Like, it's Tonali. Like, Tchouaméni sounds nice, but the reality is, Tonali's in the Premier League right now. He's played here. It's been comfortable for him as well. Like, he hasn't struggled, bruv. Like, when he first came in, people were joking, saying he don't want to be here, and he was just mashing out from day one. The Bear took bare time out, came back, and just went back to mashing work, bro. Like, he's a top player, bro. He's a top player, and he can play under pressure. He's played at every level he needs to play at, bro. He's the guy that's got the intangibles that I say that he could step in, and I could see him beside Kobe Mainu, like mentoring him in a way and kind of steadying the ship, bro. Elliot Anderson and Kobe are pretty much the same age. You could argue that Kobe's more experienced than him.
Yeah, in terms of like big games, tournaments as well.
Scares me, bro. Scares me sometimes. Like, do you know, I rate him. And to be fair, I feel like this season's made me question Tonali a bit, but I feel like it's partly down to the way they're set up. Sometimes when I watch Newcastle, the positioning of their midfielders off the ball, especially when they get caught in transition, is scary to watch. Like, I get so scared. I get so scared to the point where I'm thinking to myself, if this is United, I don't know if I would like that. And then also sometimes with Tonali, like, I don't know, like, because he knows he's good, he gets caught out sometimes, And I'm thinking, ooh, if that happened at United, we're not going to rate that. But I still think he's a good player. I'm not sure with him. I'll be honest.
I don't think he's the level of Tchouaméni, I'll be honest. I'll still go for Tchouaméni over him. And I've spoken about Tonali a lot on this channel, and I did say I want him. But if I get Tonali, it doesn't mean that I don't want Tchouaméni. I think he's still a much better player than him. He's defensively more sound than him, positionally, a lot more physical than him. And it gives you something that I spoke about profiles. It's a profile that we also don't have because he's defensively much better than what's his name, Tonali. So depending on how we're going to play the midfield, if we're playing a double pivot or a single pivot, I think you do need a profile like him. Like he's not just a 6; he's a 6 and an 8, and I think that's what we need. We need players that can play multiple positions. Tchouaméni.
But Tonali. So is Tonali.
Yeah,
Tonali, I don't think he plays the 6 like
in a double pivot. On a double pivot, maybe, yeah, but not as a lone 6. I wouldn't.
No, because Tchouaméni's just a better athlete, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't have to state the obvious. Do you know what I'm saying? But the reality is, it's like, I don't know. With Tchouaméni, bro, like I watched him loads of times and I rate him. Do you know what I'm saying? But I just think that this generation of midfielders, I don't think any of them, are really like, you know, when we used to look at midfielders and say, yeah, that's a world-class player, like the Casemiros and that. When I look at Tchouaméni, it's just like, yeah, cool. He's a good athlete and he's a good footballer, bro. But them man are not of the level of the midfielders of the previous generation. They're just not. For me, they're all the kind of, you get me? They're all the kind of same level. When I look at Tchouaméni, I look at Camavinga, I look at Tonali, them man are all good, but none of them are top midfielders for me. I just don't know where these top midfielders are now, bro. Like that's the honest truth. I don't know where they are, bro. Like if it's not Vitinha and it's not Pedri, I don't know where they are.
But even that, you have to combine them together to make them the level that they need to be. So as a combination, João Neves and Vitinha, they look so good. I'm not saying you go and put Vitinha somewhere else on his own, he doesn't look as good. But it's all about combinations, and that's where.
That's why the system and the profiles are so important. And this is why I think Tonali's profile, his profile is similar to Cass's in a way that he can pass, he's tenacious, the way he breaks up play, he crashes the box as well. He's kind of calming, and we've seen Cass and Kobe already work, bro. We've seen it work. Do you know what I'm saying? We've seen them side by side. That's my thing. So I'm just thinking about the balance of the midfield, bro. That's what I'm thinking. Especially if you're going to have Bruno marauding forward and leaving gaps. He's going to do that anyway. So we need someone in the league that kind of knows, innit? And one thing about Tonali, if you watch him, he don't mind sitting. He doesn't always pass the ball and follow his pass. Sometimes he stays behind the ball a lot.
I agree. I think
to be fair, I think especially if he's playing alongside Manu, because we know Manu doesn't mind sitting either. So that man can orchestrate between them as long as the communication's key, innit?
I agree. I think when you talked about it there before, stuff about Ederson not being the guy that gives you a bit of confidence. Like it's one of them was 2 years ago. I thought he played one of his best football, but I think of like a player who has that a bit of experience in the big up to Rhino. I big up Nurin as well. The players that have got that experience and know-how as a backup, as the players that brought in after two midfielders, I think it gives us that confidence knowing that a random player isn't coming off the bench. You've got a player that can give you a little bit of something at least, minimum-wise. You've got a player that can come on and is competent on the ball. You know, you're not shitting your pants thinking, oh man, look who's coming on. You know what I mean? You've actually got a credible player coming off the bench. And that's what Man United needs right now. Can't just be anyone and anyone. It's got to be still a player with quality, but then is on the lower threshold of the money-wise. And that's why United have got in early, because now, had we not got this player, maybe now, you know, when we do bid for the likes of Tonali and Matheus Fernandes, they'll start to look at this and think, yo, you spent this money on that player. Well, we only spent 34 on Ederson. So all of a sudden, Man United are in a good position to be like, you know what, when they do negotiate, they haven't set a bar high now as to what money they've got right now in terms of midfielders, because they've already Ederson for a cheap enough fee. Yes, he's got 1 year left of his contract, but if you put that aside, it's still 34 million. And in the market right now, even that Shea Charles here, I'm sorry, they were quoting him 30 million. And I was like, why? Why is Shea Charles, who had been an academy graduate for Man City, 22, 23, I believe, he's around that age, why is he worth 30 million? And I get it, it's English tax, but he's not playing the Champions League. He's not playing at a high level. But for some reason, we buy him for 30 odd million. That doesn't make sense. So I'd rather pay Ederson 34, who I know what he's done, than play Shea Charles, who has got no experience at all at the highest level. But because he might have a ceiling, or because he's a new up-and-coming or British quota, you would rather go and pay that sort of money. That doesn't make sense to me. So it only will... I think a lot of people will look at Ederson signing much differently when the two in front of him are the better two.
I just think you got to isolate them anyway. Like,
well, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? You've got to understand what it is and accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, accept it for what it is and judge it for what it is, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you can do, bro. Do you know what I mean? You can't go to McDonald's and then say, yeah, this ain't Hakkasan, bro. We know it's not. We know it's not, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you have to judge it for what it is, bro. And the signing it's a squad player. The salary and the price lets you know it's a squad player. So you judge him as a squad player. This is not meant to be exciting, bro. You know what I'm saying? When we signed Dorgu, it wasn't exciting. You know what I mean? It's not meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Those are the kind of signings you bring them in, they do their job, and then you give them the respect they deserve based on how they perform. But we wasn't excited when we signed Patrick Dorgu. A lot of man didn't know who he was. And it's the same with Ederson. A lot of man don't know who he is. So wait and see, innit? You know what I mean? And then it's for him to prove whether he deserves to be here or not. But this was never meant to be a signing to get excited about.
Yeah.
Not. I just want to say that I don't think it's about whether a player is exciting or not. Like, I'm not somebody who gets excited about wherever the player is. It's about you envision where the player can fit into the football club. Can they fit into the first team? Can they do a job for us? And if he can translate some of the things that he's been doing in Atlanta, then he's going to be a decent player for Manchester United. But if he can't translate, and then we have to wait for him to adapt to the league, then it's another headache, because we're going to have to rotate next season. But the big thing for me is that there are other players that can take Manchester United's midfield to the next level. But people are putting out Manchester United that type of money. And I asked the question, why can't we spend that type of money? Because of the ownership model that we have. So that's where it always goes back to. All roads lead out to that.
There's not a single player there's not a single player that we couldn't buy if we wanted to buy. Like we've got a wage structure that they've implemented, that they've chosen to implement, which makes a lot of sense. But in terms of actually fees to buy players, we can buy whoever we want. Like we can pay 100 million for Anderson. We just don't want to pay him 300 grand a week. And I agree with that because he's not worth that.
I don't think I've heard anybody saying that he's asking for 300 pounds a week.
Oh, they're saying that City are gonna pay him between 250.
Big wages, yeah.
Mamouche is on 290, my bro.
Listen, that's
City as well.
Listen, at the end of the day, that City. I'm just looking at Manchester United, and I believe that he is the next guy. He's the next guy that's worth 100 million. If you're looking at the going rate of what midfielders of his type cost. And Manchester
Who? Anderson.
Yeah.
I'll be real.
He's that guy. Trust me.
I
don't look at stats. I'm not a stats person. I'm not going
to mention stats at all, bro. I'll be real.
But the stats back up what you see in reality. That's what I'll say about that kid. But Manchester United not in the conversation. Listen, if he wants to go City, nobody's begging nobody out here.
No, he wants to go City, but
if he wants to go
you
City,
think he's 100? You think he's 100 million pounds?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would because that's what it is. Like the going rate for that type of midfield player that can have a huge impact and has got an incredibly high ceiling to get better. I think he can still improve and get better. But what he's done so far, he's been he's been the most impressive midfielder outside all of the top teams. He has been by far the standout guy.
You see, for me, when it comes to midfielders like Anderson, the reason why I don't gas them straight away is because whenever I've looked into a couple Forest games because I like watching players like Gibbs White, etc. So I don't even judge him when he plays the big teams because I've seen man like him. When the big teams come along, covering all that ground, finding those passes, he looks like a bully. My thing with him is when you're playing teams closer to your level and they're asking you to get on the ball and dictate games, why am I not seeing you dictate games? I watched him play against West Ham and have one of the worst performances I've seen from a midfielder this season. I'm not saying I don't rate him. I rate him. But if I'm seeing you play like that against teams lower to your level, when you come to United, you're not going to have all that space to do that marauding midfielder, counter-attack, break-up, play-up. We want you on the ball. What can you do with it? So when I'm hearing 100 million, I'm not sure about him yet. That's why for him, I'm saying I'm going to chat to you after the World Cup, because if you're really starting for England, we're going to see what happens when you've got most of the possession. If you start the World Cup and you start getting benched by Kobe, we'll talk in it.
Yeah. By the way, also listen, that's a reasonable, perfectly fine. Because I've got an opinion and I'm putting it out there in it. So you're rebutting it and you're saying you don't think he's this because you watched him in this game, that game. That's totally fine. I don't judge footballers on what they do in World Cup. International football to league football is totally different type of tempo and pace. So to me, I never watch World Cups to see what player can do now. I've watched that kid enough for me to say that he has shown level of consistency throughout the season and last, because I wasn't just watching him. I was watching him last season, and I was telling Saeed about it, saying, this kid is, I think he's a top player. So that was a season before, bro, not even this season. And all of the different managerial changes that club has had and the craziness that happened, he is somebody who's there to be counted all times. I think his passing on both left, right. I think his aggression, his intensity, how he wants to play, how he's always asking for the ball. He's not somebody that you can ever accuse of hiding. Of course, players, bro, can have bad games, 100%. Some of my favorite players have had some horrendous games. That happens in football. But in terms of consistency and him being there, playing football, I think he is the best that in the league that's not playing in it. And I actually think he's outperformed people like me personally. I think he's more talented than Rice.
I agree.
That's how far I'll go. He's more talented than Rice. Actually, in terms of passing ability, and actually, because he can play as a marauding 8, or he can sit and help you as a number 6. He can play in both positions. He can even go and play out wide, because he's that kind of player that, let's say that we're playing in the Champions League, somebody's injured, we've got no subs, you say to him, go right back, go left back, he'll do it. Because there's certain players who have the capability.
We said Jordan Henderson, that is a Henderson, yeah?
Yeah.
That's who you're describing, though. You're right, though.
You're describing a Jordan Henderson, because what I'm saying is a player that's worth 100 million pounds. 1 minute. A player that's worth 100. 1 minute though. A player that's worth 100 million pound that's meant to be the next best thing should be able to do at international level. He should be able to. I don't know, no player.
Well, what I'm saying
that's
is, I'm
given
not
this.
judging Musa. What I'm saying.
No, but what I'm saying is quickly. What I'm saying is quickly is this: is that whenever you judge. But I say you have to though. I say why you have to, because of the caliber you're putting him in. The players at this caliber that you're putting him in, they perform on every level. There isn't a level they don't perform at. I don't know no players that we're talking about that are 100 million that are meant to be the next best thing, and then there's a level within the game they just don't perform at. So you have to judge him at the World Cup and international level.
I'll just say this.
But Rice went to Arsenal for 100 million and he didn't play well.
Listen, you can, but I don't.
Rice plays well for England. Why we tell you he doesn't?
No. Before he went to Arsenal, he was playing for West Ham. He finished 17th and they paid 100 million for him. What are you doing?
No, but I'm saying he won the trophy, won the European Cup.
He did.
And when he got 1 minute, he won the European Cup. And when he did get called up for England, he played well. He was making his way there. What I'm saying is,
Rice got cooked by Amrabat in the final, and they still paid 100 million.
This brother, but
Kobe came and saved him. He didn't play well when he was with Conor Gallagher and them, man. But what I'm saying is, when you're that guy, that's what I'm saying. When you're that guy and you're that player, you have to perform at those levels, and you'll be judged at it. It's no worth saying I'm going to buy a player for 100 million.
Rice ain't no 100 million midfielder either. So
that's what I'm trying to say. They paid 100 million for him.
You're not saying nothing wrong. You're not saying nothing wrong. I completely agree. The market is a shambles. That's what I'm saying. I like Elliot Anderson, but for me, he's a top 75, 80 million maximum. Like this 125 million that Nottingham Forest is putting out there because they'll take 100 or whatever, or maybe they want the Rice 105. To me, that's scandalous. I don't think there's many midfielders in the game, period, that are worth 100 million.
Bro, that's because the market is dictated by the seller. When you got Brighton asking for 100 million for Baleba, You have
Labour will leave for closer to 70 million. I promise you.
And that might even be a
no, but I'm saying like that's what they were asking for. I'm not saying that's what they're worth, but that's what they're asking for. You got Palace asking for 100 million for Wharton. You have Forest asking for 100 million for Elliott. You have Madrid saying if they sell him, he's going to be he's going to be around 100 million. Everyone's trying to get 100 million anyways. So it's like I'm not agreeing that these guys should be 100 million, but that's what everyone's trying to sell for. Everyone is looking at what
when you won Champions League, when you won league titles and stuff, they make sense. But when you're just coming from where these guys are coming
from, is irrelevant to me. When I'm respectfully, it's so irrelevant to me to when I'm paying for a player because all these players didn't go from big clubs. All these guys went from small clubs. Like Saido, Enzo.
I wasn't about Tchouaméni though. When Tchouaméni's worth the money they're talking about.
Yeah, but even with him, they're talking about 80 million. They're not saying 100.
They're not saying 100.
But that's the number we're floating around. Is my point.
I know we're not like financial experts. I still think it is a bit mad though spending 100 million on midfielders, man. It's not like
I agree.
And 100 million on a midfielder with no major tournament experience, no Champions League, no international major tournament.
Chelsea done that stuff.
That's the market, man. No, but it's not the market.
They're not
players. The Casado have all of that. The Casado have all of that for Brighton.
Tell that to PSG. Tell that to PSG, man. That's the market. They're not paying the price,
bro.
They don't.
But listen,
Chelsea overpaid.
That's the going rate.
They overpaid for Enzo as well. But also,
none of us are bankers, none of us are accountants. That is the going rate. If you want
also
to,
the way
not the going rate. That's what we're saying.
And Casado elevated Chelsea. Yes, he did. He has. And
the way that Chelsea structured their payments meant that them man were happy to pay that and do the whole installments and the long contract things. But either way, 100 and something million for Caicedo was crazy.
Listen, I didn't rate Rice. I didn't rate Rice at West Ham. But Arsenal, I can see why they paid 100 million. I can see why. Because the way Arteta wants to play, I understand why they paid that money to get in.
That was a
that
different
player.
Conversation because they won the league.
So that's what. So for me, I believe Elliot Anderson is better. He is the best midfielder in the Premier League. Outside,
we're about to find out.
That's what I.
We're about to find out.
That's what I believe.
Bro, that's what I got told at my man. What's his name? Ferguson at Brighton. Man told me them. I remember man told me he's going to be the next best thing out.
My guy was
Jay Spearing.
18 and then he got injuries.
Jay Spearing. These guys go missing sometimes.
How many footballers has that ever been? People get injuries.
But I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised though.
They never make it. They never make it. They never fulfill their potential.
I wouldn't be surprised if these men go missing.
Like some sort.
He might be lucky.
That's all I got. Yeah, certain young players develop and fulfill their potential. Certain young players, injuries or whatever, life gets hold of them, and they don't fulfill their potential. That is a fact.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, but also people are putting that.
What we're talking about is that Ferguson kid is banging in goals international level as well, and he's banging in goals against all the top teams. So what are we doing here?
He's gone to Roma, flopped there.
No, he's had injuries that took him out for a whole season, and then he's had multiple other injuries.
And Nuruddin, Evan Ferguson's stiff, man. He's stiff.
Yeah, but he's never recovered the form that he had. He never recovered the form that.
I'll be real. Anderson might be lucky that Pep's gone, because that could have easily been right back shifts.
Anderson,
I'm telling you. Hold on a minute. Let's look at Reinders, for example. Yeah, Reinders has been humbled at Man City. So Reinders, was one of the best midfielders, you would argue, in Serie A. Yeah. Come to Premier League.
Pep Guardiola's done that. Pep Guardiola's done that to loads of players. Look what he done to Mamouche.
Yeah,
we was talking about Reinders the other day, weren't we?
Johnny Reinders, Reinders a baller.
He's a baller.
Yeah, he's a baller.
I see man like Jack Rodwell hold bench at City, bro. Anyone can get it.
Exactly. What I'm saying is, he can be humble though. He has struggled with the physicality of the game though.
I don't think he's a humbling side. I just think that the way that Pep wants you to play, if you don't play that way, he won't play you, bro. They're even saying that Maresca's going to bring Grealish back. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, bro.
I needed to go and watch what Mahrez, right? There's a clip that I watched the other day. Riyad Mahrez. He said, for about 6 months, I didn't play. Because he's like, these guys who I think for what I need you in the team for, you just wait. And then in the game, I don't know who they played against, but it was a Brighton game. Yeah, there was a game that they needed to win the league, right? It was like towards the end of the season. And he said, Pep Guardiola came to him and said, listen, I rate you as a player. I think you're an amazing player. You said, I've not played for about 5-6 months. Like, I've come on games here. I've not started a game. He said, this is your game. He said, the game, he scored. He set up a goal. They won 4-2. And Pep's like, there you go. Look, I was keeping the game back for you to come and improve. Pep's done that to Foden. How people are talking about Foden this season. Pep's done that to Foden loads of times. Like, he just has a specific way of playing. And if you go and listen to what Kyle Walker was talking about, certain plays, especially in midfield, he does not want you to turn on the ball. He does not want you to take certain touches on the ball because he believes the ball used to move quickly. He explained it to Gary Neville on the overlap. Go and check it out. So that is Pep. That don't mean the players crap. Certain players, just they're not willing to see eye to eye, and they don't see them. And it's also, with Pep, there is certain adaptation you need to get into the team in your first season, except for, obviously, Haaland. Majority of players have had to take time to get his ideas and get his football. So at the end of the day, I come back to the thing. And Elliot Anderson, I believe, my humble opinion, is the best midfielder, one of the best midfielders in the league.
I agree with you.
Right?
I
agree with that as well.
He is somebody that you would go and get, and I'm willing to pay 100 million for him. That's my opinion.
No.
You can say he's not worth 100 million. You can say he's this and that, but that is my opinion.
I think he's overrated, though, man. I feel like he's
Same.
overrated. I'm not saying he's a bad player.
He's a bad boy.
I'm not saying he's a bad player at all. I think he's a baller, but I just think because of the hype and the PR, I feel like he's getting shouts that he probably shouldn't be getting. But I understand why, if he's going, because obviously the way people talk about Elliot Anderson, like he's the next big thing, like a midfield that we've never seen play football in England before. But I don't think that's the case. No, but that's what you're saying. But the reality is the PR has driven him to 100 million worth because of that. Because if it's not for that, you can't just look at him and say, oh, I've never seen a midfielder play like this in the Prem before. That's not true. We'll all be lying if we said that, or at least saying up and coming.
Yeah, because the thing is,
well, on that basis, he is overrated. Because if you say you've never seen someone play like that before, then yeah, that's overrated.
And the price.
I don't think that's any more than
teams out here. There's some serious teams out here.
I hope you're not pointing that at me. I've never said that. I've seen Paul Ince, Ryan Robson.
I think if PSG was coming in for a midfielder,
I've even seen
Anderson will not be in their top 10.
Nicky
This Anderson guy, he wouldn't be in their top 10.
Musa, say that again, Musa. What do you say?
I think if PSG were coming in for a midfielder, this kid would not be in their top 10. He wouldn't be in there.
bought Ugarte 2 years ago, so let's not give him too much credit.
PSG are looking at Fernandes. So
you're going to, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, if they were coming in for a player, they wouldn't be going in for mine. Now, when Enrique got there, he got rid of Ugarte. You can't blame that on him.
By the way,
I'm saying you're saying PSG wouldn't recruit someone.
And
like
listen,
I'm talking about Ugarte. I'm talking about what my man
were in Manchester about 10 days ago.
Sorry?
What's that?
Fernandes and his agent, the Portuguese don, were in Manchester 10 to 11 days ago. They were
they're saying that deal was almost done as well. But we have to
wait. Do people want Fernandes because of what they've seen or because of the price that it will come with?
Both. What I see.
Both. Because it's easy to get.
I wanted it when he was at Southampton. Yeah, I wanted him when he was at Southampton, to be honest.
He's balling out at Southampton as well.
Listen, I've got worries about that kid. But do I think in the way that Carrick is playing, the worry? I don't think it's going to change that much the way we play this season. Do I think that he is somebody who can get the ball out on the fast breaks and the transition and the counter attack? Yeah. Because I've seen him hit Summerfield all the time and not miss with his long balls. His long balls are unbelievable. To switch, he switched a play. But am I unsure about his erratic defending and sense of positioning? Yes, I'm worried about that. But he's young. I always give young players
sense of positioning. He plays everywhere in the park, though, man.
No, in defensive areas, bro.
But don't you think that's why?
Because West Ham's fighting for their lives.
I like him because
that's what it is. West Ham just fighting for their lives.
Ball playing ability. That's what. That's why I would say. You know what? The rest you can maybe help him. You can coach him. You can coach him. The rest of it, but his ball playing ability at that age, and his ability to take the ball. You know, his braveness to get the ball, take the ball under whatever situation, and then switch it, and the switches and a different diags that he can hit. That's what I want him.
But you know why? I think you're a bit harsh there, because you know when you're in the when you're fighting for your life, yeah, you're gonna be erratic. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think you're gonna be in this cruise control where let me keep my positioning, guys, or let me just act like I'm a normal midfielder. No, you have to play with that sense of urgency. And also, Nuno Santos is literally got this guy by a friend by literally saying to him, "Yo, we're playing defensive football here, and you're not doing this." So of course, as a player, he's just a bit animated, bro. So I wouldn't use that as the measuring stick to be like, yo, like I've seen a few bad things, bro. The whole of that team has been bad. Bowen hasn't scored since January apparently. So there is big problems anyway at West Ham, and for you to be putting that on a young kid's shoulders to be that guy, I'm sorry, still for me a bit harsh on that one. That's my opinion.
Oh, was he 21?
Yeah,
bro. I'm not beating Saeed. I've just said to you, I want him because of his ball playing ability. I've just explained to you what I saw, and I'm just being honest on what I saw.
Yeah,
and
like
I said,
is Anderson better than him? Yeah? Is Anderson better than this kid?
Listen, I forgot.
Yeah, he is.
I think you missed what.
Yeah, you sure about that?
What I said.
100.
I said again. I think he can improve on those
Anderson.
things.
I'm saying to you,
brother, I'll rather play against Fernandez than Elliot Anderson, bro. 110%, bro.
He's sure about that?
He's more of an asset.
Okay.
But the thing is, though,
I don't believe that.
Anderson I think he could bust apart, bro.
But you put it there, Vitinha, for example. Yeah.
What's that due to, though? What's that due to?
Yeah.
His physicality.
Yeah, go on.
Not just his physicality, his ball playing ability. Like I think his ball playing ability is top for me, bro. From what I've seen in the last 2 to 3 games.
Fernandez, I'm saying.
First I had the jury out on him. First, I had the jury out on Elliot Anderson, but I've actually changed my opinion. I think everyone knows that. And it's the ball playing ability. I thought he was like a McTominay. He was just more of an engine. He could get around the park, but it's not just that. It's what he does on the ball as well. Like, man's punching the ball through the lines. He's creating chances. He's good on the ball in terms of if he needs to 1-2 skill to get out of position, etc. Like, he's good, bro, and he can apply himself. You'd rather play against a Matteo Fernandez, bro, especially because he lacks in terms of positional awareness, bro, as exactly what
but so does Anderson, though.
At the same time, hold on. At the same time, though, one thing I do understand is they have to go and do almost everything for their squads because of who they play for, innit? But apart from that, I would rather play against Matteo Fernandez. That's me personally, innit?
I'll be real, yeah. I think that Anderson has incredible PR because they're both very good players. Do you know what I'm saying? They're both very good players. They got different strengths. I don't think there's levels between them. I don't. Do you know what I mean? I think they're very different. They're different players, but bro, they're the same level player for me. Do you know what I'm saying?
There's a man that's better than both of them.
They can play all different positions.
Anderson's just a bit more. He's got the British kind of engine, the Gerrard engine up and down the pitch engine. But bro, when I'm seeing Fernandez, receive the ball, and break the first line and just dipping past like players and making players crash into each other, the guy's got feet and he can pass. Short pass and long pass, bro. I'm seeing my man play 30-yard fucking revies, blood, in behind and that. The guy could play with both feet.
Yeah.
I just don't
Also, I refute what you said because I feel like for Nottingham Forest, I don't think he plays a lot. I feel like Morgan Gibbs White does a lot as well in Nottingham Forest.
He does a lot of dog work in that midfield, Morgan. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I don't think Anderson does it by himself. I feel like he gets a lot of help from Morgan Gibbs White. And Fernandez, I feel like is a bit different at West Ham because I feel like
I just don't want him in the 6, bro. I'll be real. I don't see him as a 6. Like I think they're trying to force him as a 6.
They're both 8s.
Use that Anderson.
Bro, when Englishmen run and they're decent on the ball, they try to force the 6 team. It's not a 6, bro.
Anderson got 2 assists from the right wing against us. That ain't no 6, blood.
That's why I compare the two. That's why I compare the two because I think they both play in full midfield positions. If you look at Fernandez when he was at Southampton, he was playing in a totally different position, 10, and he was like I wanted him then, and I thought we're going to bring him in as someone who can kind of support in that 10 role, and then he's gone to West Ham and he's gone in a whole different position and he's still getting the same accolades. So for me, they're both players that can play multiple positions, but there's not a £50 million difference. There's not a £60 million difference.
Actually, is that's the problem.
It's not there. So no one's going to convince me to go and spend an extra 60 million on one of them players because of the other one. Even if it was either way, if you were telling me Anderson was 60 M's and Fernandez was 110, I'll be like, are you mad?
Yeah.
But what are we doing here? Anderson is way better than Fernandez.
You're playing games. You're playing games, Nordine. You're not going to tell me that story.
They're not even in the same planet.
That's a fake Rolex. That's a fake Rolex. You're not telling me that fake Rolex. You're not telling me that fake Rolex. I'm not having it.
Anderson.
I'm not buying it. I am not buying that fake Rolex.
Let me just say, big up Tech.
Brixton Market.
Do you remember back in the day, Musa? The brothers, the trainers and that in Brixton.
At the end of the day,
I'm not buying it.
Elliot Anderson is a box-to-box old school midfielder. 1 minute
that's fake news. We're about to find out.
Next minute he's crashing and he's
fake news. He's better than Declan Rice, bro. He's better than Rice in the 8. You man will see. You man will see.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying.
And you know what? I did not rate Declan Rice, but at Arsenal, I understood.
So you're saying he's £60 million better than Fernandez? It's £60 million.
No one's asked me that. That's the first time I've been asked that.
Bro, if you play Anderson in the 8,
that's the first time I've been asked that. Don't do this to me. I'm not trying to hear that one.
You know what, Musa? You're trying to bamboozle the conversation, yeah?
Exactly.
No, but that's the price.
Exactly.
I'm giving you the facts. I'm giving you the facts.
Well, there's the context to the fucking price. There's the context.
What's the context?
What's the context?
Relegation battles. Relegation
Man
battles.
don't have to sell.
Even if he didn't get relegated, you think Fernandez is? They're going to try give us. They're going to tell us 110, 120 for it. This English tax. That's the English tax. You have to accept it.
True, sir.
Yeah, that's a stage.
What West Ham were briefing, they said they bought him for about 38 million, and I think maybe two million.
Yeah.
I don't, whatever, 40 million.
Yeah.
They said for him to leave, if they stayed in the Premier League, was going to be 80 plus, right? That's what they. That's
no
what they
way. That's fake news, man. It was 70 years.
Musa.
Who said that?
That's what they were putting out. Go and read the.
No, I ain't seen that one. I haven't seen that one.
Even if that's what they were putting out, you said that Anderson's worth 100. So
no. So
there's not 30 million between them. There's no way.
The point I'm going to make is about how you see football, innit, and what you see. I think he is better. Elliot Anderson is more of a complete midfield player than Fernandez. Even though I do think, like I said to you, I've explained Fernandez is good, and there's things that I've seen in this game that I'm like, wow, kid has got this. At that age, he's doing this.
I think outside of his physicality and his engine, there's not loads of things he has that Fernandez has.
Nuruddin, you said he's
I don't think there's
better.
anything that Anderson can do that Fernandez can't do. I don't think there's anything he can do.
No. Without the football, yes.
No, with the football. That's it.
Very, very good point.
Elliot Anderson will be a guy that Manchester United need as essential, because I believe he can help us to get to the next level. Me personally, that's my opinion. With whoever you play with, the balance you play with. And anyway, I'm looking at all these midfielders in a 3. I'm not looking at them in a 2. I'm not, right. And that's why I'm not interested in Tonali as a 2, because I've seen Tonali in a 3, and he doesn't impress me that much. And Saeed and Rance watch more football than
you don't rate Tonali.
I rate Tonali, but I don't watch him to that extent that I think he is 80 million pound Manchester United player. He's not. I think he looks good in a 3. I don't think he looks good in a 2. That's my opinion when I watch him.
You're spitting though. You're actually spitting.
So hear him. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. But it also depends on the chemistry on the different players. I've got another player. There's a kid called Sangara. Who plays in Lens, left-footed, techie, and
he's a baller.
You had to say the Lens part,
right? I would go and take a gamble on him. That I would take it, because I think we need a left-footed guy to change the angles in the team. There's another guy that I've watched this season, last season, Alex Scott, but then Saeed said, check his injury record out. And I'm like, yo, stay away from that guy, because he's already had an ACL. He's already had another complex knee injury. And I'm like, the way he runs and the way he plays, stay away from that guy, because that guy could break down. So I backed off him. I'm like, you know what? I don't want that guy because of the injury, because I don't want no injury-prone dickheads coming to my football club like Mason Mount. We already got Mason Mount and Luke Shaw and Mateus Delit and Martinez. We already got some of these. Availability. If you're getting bought for big money, you have to be available for the team. The point I'm saying, I believe Elliot Anderson is the best pound for pound midfield player in the league.
Man said pound per pound, you know.
You're right. You're right, Norian.
No, he's not. That's why I told my man's gonna help Wolves.
Can I
That's
just say,
overboard, man.
What you got?
You called him Anderson, though, Musa, so you're always gonna have that view of him.
Yeah,
Jordan Henderson wishes he can play like Elliot Anderson.
Yeah, you're
He's nowhere near the player that he is.
I think is man.
Okay.
1 second. Remember Vitinha, yeah, at Wolves when you look at his loan, yeah, everyone was like, "Yo, this guy ain't that good, man." You know what I'm saying? He's dead food. All of a sudden, Porto, a year's time, and all of a sudden, he's one of the best midfielders in the world at PSG. So this guy,
facts.
Mateus Fernandes can't go above. The
It's true. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that.
And he's 21. At 21.
That is something that, especially
all these midfielders are a bit similar in level, bro. Like the level, the ceiling's not high.
How old is Anderson? Ain't Anderson like 24? How old is Anderson? Like 24?
We need to apply context.
That's what I said about Anderson and Fernandes, bro.
He's 22.
They're all a similar level, bro. Like, man, are talking. No, Nuruddin said that he's way better than my man. I said he's not.
Yes.
My opinion is
No, that's fine. No, you're entitled to your opinion. You're completely entitled to it. What I'm saying is,
maybe in this league,
what stands out to me with Elliot's an all-rounder. He's a really good athlete first. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to on the ball, and the nitty-gritty, intricate, technical stuff, when it comes to him and Fernandes, brother, listen, this Fernandes brother's serious. Like, he's serious from a technical standpoint. He doesn't have the physicality of Elliot. He doesn't, bro. Elliot's physicality.
Yeah, but we know that's blatant on the eye, though.
Comparing him to the likes of Steven Gerrard, the box to box, like Musa. Like Nuruddin said, old-fashioned up and down box to box. It's physicality, but in pure football sense, him and
next to Alonso. Remember, this is that Gerrard and Alonso thing that we saw going on. Remember the Gerrard and Alonso, the differences. One was spreading it left, right, and just staying in there was more technical. But you would never just stand there. Yeah, and you wouldn't just stand there and say, yeah, Gerrard's just much better than Alonso. Or there will be certain teams where you would see the benefit of having a different player. And the type of football I want to see, the type of football I want to see, I'm not really after this, up and down does everything. I just want you to be technically good and play in the system that I'm asking you to do. If you can do that, it's all good to go. And if Anderson was 70, 80 million, I'll go up to maybe 90, if I'm honest with you, like 80 million and 10 million add-ons. I'll go up to 90 if it comes to push, but this 100 million.
That's why I put on my story before.
We're not there.
But by the way, I believe Anderson had a relegation clause. One second. Let me just say this at the end of the conversation. I believe Elliot Anderson had a relegation clause because Nottingham Forest stayed up. Before that, it was around 70 to 80 million. That's
so maybe that was the clause,
That was the clause. And if it would have gone down, that's what it would have cost. But for me, it's this guy, and he's selling in it. So Musa, I'm shocked that you're saying you go up to 90. But I'm like, it's another 10 million. Yo, you know what that is?
You know why? It's because it's the English tax. I get the English tax. I'm not going to go against that. I know it's there. It exists. It's there, isn't it?
But if the gap here is 40, 50 million, but then you expect that £100 million player to come to Man United with the pressure that comes within it, I think it's too much a gamble and a risk, because if you've got a player like Mateus Fernandes going to cost you 40 million less here, and the gap ain't even that big, I don't know why we don't trust in that data or whatever United are looking at. I think, Mateus Fernandes, 50, 55 million, but we know could get better versus Anderson, 100 million. The fan base will expect, whether you like it or not, Nuruddin, 100 million things. They want 100 million technical ability. 100 million this. They want to see that. 100%. Scrutinized like that.
That's what I'm getting involved in this conversation.
I expect my Rolex to beat me up Star Trek. If I'm paying that type of money, I want some beam me up Star Trek on my Rolex.
Are you going to let me answer? Are you going to let me answer the question? Are you going to let me answer the question?
Sorry.
So, one thing I would say about this kid's temperament, and Saeed, I've watched him for 2 seasons straight, by the way. I'm not jumping on a bandwagon. I've watched this kid for 2 seasons. At the end of the day, Manchester United, he is a kid. I don't think he's going to be asked by any of that. He just wants to play football. And whether he succeeds or not, it is matter. So the chemistry of the midfield and the type of football Manchester United want to play. That's what it matters to. It's not down to just one player. The difference between The striker's going for 100 million because if the chances have been made and they're not putting it away, that's where the pressure comes. But putting incredible pressure on a midfield player, do I ever think that I've ever watched Elliot Anderson? I've had him had a bad game. He's the type of player that even when he's having a bad game, he still gets about. He does enough for the team. That's my humble opinion. And he's not a kind of kid that will be asked about what pressure is. He'll just go and play his football. He'll go and play his football. He's 23, Musa, before you try to give him, because I know you know that he's not BLM. And that's
when is he 24? When is he 24? When is he 24? When is he 24? When is he 24?
By the way, Ederson is 28, 27. Is he 27 when he comes to United?
27, good age, man. Good age. Good age.
27.
No, because we're comparing Anderson to someone who's just 21. So I'm just trying to understand it.
He's 23, that's all.
Yeah. Let me get this super chat before we move on to the Rashford situation. I don't want to see any Rashford originalism on the BLM panel. Wallahi, I will flip. You would 100% say yes to him.
That's what they will flip.
Hey, Rashford, have some.
Big man thing. We don't even need to have the convo, man.
To buy in.
Rashford's going to buy Munich. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Mid-side doesn't move to
He's worried. You know them, man. You're telling us not to worry. He's worried right now, blood. The phone ain't ringing, cuz.
Ederson feels like an underwhelming side. The Serie A midfielder flopped too often in the Premier League. But I also agree, not every side needs to be world class, but we need the right profile. Hit the likes. Big up Northern. I want to crash out on cooking Mount. Anderson wants 300 a week. Get in the bin. Anderson, mainly Bruno, is a balance for me. Anderson would have been good if Bruno left. The elephant in the room is Bruno. He's holding us back from having three of Watt and Baleba and Manu, which I feel like could be the best in the league.
Rancy spoke about it.
Yeah, Bruno was right about Lemons since early.
Baleba and Manu.
Many available for 70 million if Real sell. Anderson is much better than Bruno Fernandes. And you put
Bruno, the other one.
You put Anderson at West Ham, they stay up. You put Fernandes at Forest, they go down. I don't think. Nah,
the point I just wanted to say,
it doesn't really work like that, mate. But I
hear you. In November. It's gonna be 24
November.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. The Baleba PR, I don't know, man. We'll see. We have to get that one back, man. I can't lie. It's stuck.
I told you, man, from last year when he got that phone call, and I said he forgot his name. When he got that phone call in his yard, and they said United is on the phone, he forgot where he was, brother. His whole world flipped from that day, and now he's lost that. He's lost, but he will go on. He just has to do his thing. I think if he does get that Spurs move that we're hearing, Spurs are after two of those Brighton players, then things might change for him because Bielsa's, not Bielsa, what's his name? De Zerbi's going to do his thing. I think he's going to do his thing.
You want Sevilla?
De Zerbi's going to do his thing.
They just want mixed.
Let's talk about this Rashford situation because obviously, by the way, Gordon for 70 million. Does everybody see it? Does everybody hear it?
I told you his numbers were good. His numbers are good.
I told you
I like Gordon as well.
It's 60 million pounds and like
70.
No, it's 60. It was in euros. Go and check.
It was 80
million.
It was 80 euros.
It was in euros to begin with. Yeah. The 80 was in euros, so 60 million and 10 million add-ons. But listen, I like him. I like his pressing stats. I like that he's got goals, but even though he's had a crap season, but who's had a good season at Newcastle?
What's his numbers this season?
I hear it, but I think he's like, if he goes to a top team like United, for example, I think like where he would benefit is the fact that he's a workhorse. Apart from that, he's one of those players. If he gets found out, especially if you keep him down the line, he's pissed. He has nothing else to his game.
Yeah, Dorby, by the way.
He has nothing else to his game. Nothing else besides the work.
But the thing is, I feel like
you have the same GA, bro.
Yeah, but I feel like in transition, he's a very good Premier League player. Like he's a kind of player that
100.
You'd want in your squad.
45 minutes, 100%.
Over the course of a season, he's a kind of winger you'd want in your team. Like you wouldn't look at him and say, "Oh, I wouldn't want him." Like that's something that I appreciate with him because he's a 90-minute player, not in a sense where he kind of influences the game, but he's got an engine. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like for wingers, it's good that
he's an outlet. He's an outlet.
He does.
Yeah, he's an outlet.
And Newcastle had a poor season.
This is what If you want to get someone on the transitions. If you want to get someone on the transitions, this is when I'll do the Barcola prop because at least he commits defenders. He commits defenders, and he's got an eye for goal. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference. He's a
45-minute player, bro.
But Tech, he can play as a 9 as well in some games. So I
feel
feel like
45 minutes.
But then Barcola can play him left and the right. He's a versatile winger, bro. Do you know what I mean?
understand. I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? They're both kind of versatile.
I'm just saying because Gordon can play as a 9 as well. It gives a lot of versatility to a front line anyway because he's not necessarily he's not got the build of a 9 anything, but his pacing behind. And I think in the Champions League he played 12 games and scored 10 goals this season. So that's
Wait. Listen.
Off the ball, he'll work. But yeah, go on.
I'll be real. There's always context though. 4 of those 10 were against Carabao, and some of them were pens.
Yeah.
So, like, we can't do that.
But when Newcastle was doing well, Gordon was a big part. He was a big part of that. When Newcastle, like, they've had a bad season this year. A lot of people have suffered. You know what I'm saying for Newcastle this season in terms of form. I think that he's a good player, and I think his numbers and the data adds up. I think Barca know what they want, how they want to play, and what they want him to do, especially with the pressing.
Bro, the fact of the matter is this: they're signing him because he played well against them. That's what happens in football. When someone performs against you, you start rating them more. The signing is pattern, it's gonna add to their squad, but it doesn't change the fact that he's still an adrenaline junkie player. Like when that adrenaline wears off.
But is there any doubt that he's a good player? Is there any doubt that he's a good player?
I think if we were signing him for 70 million, you'd be flipping out.
No, I don't think so. I wanted him.
Musa would be breaking shit on stream.
I wanted him. Saeed, I wanted him. I would not be flipping out because because remember there's the English tax. What's going on, people? We forgot about this tax.
Nah, that bro. Add an extra 30 million and go get the
Euros. To buy an Englishman. It's not by force to buy an Englishman.
No, I'm saying if you're going for something, because I keep on hearing Prem proven. I'm just saying when Newcastle done well and we're playing well and we're playing high intensity and they were blowing teams off the park, he was an important factor to that. And if you want to play football at that type of level, that type of intensity and press like that, then this is a player to go and get. If that's not how you want to play the game,
I think, bro. But in his first season.
But when I look at Barcelona's manager and how he wants to play the game, it makes sense that I'm not going to be surprised when this kid is scoring goals for Barcelona in the league and in Champions League. I'm going to be like, good signing.
He's gonna. Also, another thing about Gordon would work for us. It wouldn't. Another thing about Gordon is because of his intensity, he makes defenders have to think about his runs in behind. And I feel like when you play for a team like Barcelona, who's going to have a lot of possession, that's going to be hell to defend against because this guy always wants to make that run in behind. So you always have to think when you're at Newcastle, the midfield is not necessarily a midfield where they dominate possession all the time. And if they do, they need the Bruno Guimaraes to play most of the time. And I feel like
it'll be calm.
Carry on. It's expensive. I was just saying that in itself is a threat for the opposition over the course of a 90-minute game. And I feel like even if you rate him as a finisher or you don't think he's got good output, it's a problem for the opposition. You've always got to be thinking.
And also, guys, Hansi Flick is a top coach here, but you can't play Enrique. You cannot play without pressing, guys. And these lot love players that press. Rashford, we'll get onto him in a second, but I'm sorry, does not have the fundamentals of pressing and intensity. That's not his game. Is he a better finisher than Gordon? Absolutely. Is he a better dribbler than Gordon? Absolutely. Like he's got more fundamentals in his game than Anthony Gordon. But this is if you want to win back-to-back titles, if you want to win in trophies now, you've got to have these fundamentals, bro. They got beat by Atletico Madrid in the quarterfinals, bro. Because Atletico Madrid outran them, they outworked them,
and also, did you see what Gordon said in his interview about how he likes to defend against he likes to defend against defenders, kind of thing. Like he makes it a challenge to kind of make sure the defender doesn't get past him, so he's gonna press them all game and all that. So it makes a difference when you play like that, and it suits Hansi Flick's game. It suits Barca's game.
You see that second leg against you seen that second leg against Atletico, yeah? They played they played Fermin Lopez on the left, yeah, because obviously Rafinha was injured and they wanted to press. He said he literally came out and said the reason why I started Fermin on the left is because I wanted to play my best pressing side, because obviously they needed to get goals early in the game. Now, the way I see it is he's probably looked at his squad from last season and said, listen, Rafinha can do everything I want from that left-hand side, but his fitness issues are a problem. So because I don't know whether he's going to be available all the time, I need to get another option that can do what Rafinha offers, even if it's not technically at least off the ball. If you merge Rashford and Gordon together, you probably get the Rafinha, but you can't. So you have to play one, then maybe sub one on. Yeah. I think Gordon will end up being a rotation player. So yeah, buying him makes sense for the way they want to play. Whether he's going to be starting week in, week out, probably not. Maybe he might just play the games that aren't as important, and then they will save their
squad game though.
For when they want
and also like he plays a bit more chaotic Hansi Flick anyway. So I feel like it suits somebody like Gordon in terms of their attack. And also another thing is they're thinking, like you said about Rafinha, like he's probably late 20s now anyway. But also they've bought a player in Rafinha from Leeds before, so it's not the first time that Barcelona have been like, yo, let's go to Prem, let's get a player from, like, yo, they bought Rafinha from Leeds. I get it, Rafinha's a better player overall, but it's not like the first time Barcelona have come to the Prem and be like, oh, maybe you're not playing for like one of the top sides, but we look like there's a gem there, let's try and get him. They've done that with Rafinha, so and it worked out. And if you remember, Rafinha's first season or first 2 seasons were really bad for Barcelona. They were actually going to sell him until Hansi Flick came in, and that was Rafinha just like unbelievable. So yeah, that they're probably just thinking there's another gem in there. There's some gems.
My only problem with the signing is that, bro, you can only use your work rate gimmick for so long at a top club, because eventually the ball's gonna start moving and you have to get with it technically. And I just don't know whether he's gonna be able to
down. I think he's good, but I don't think he's as bad as we're saying. Yeah, I don't think we're as bad as we're saying technically, and I think. I don't know, and I don't also think this signing means that Rashford's not going to stay at Barcelona either. To be honest,
no, he's done. He signed Bernardo Silva, which the reports are saying, that the Rashford
he's done.
He's done.
No, but I think the Rashford thing they're just trying to rubber fight that, because like if we're honest, the manager likes Rashford. Well, for whatever reason, Hansi Flick likes him, and he can, because there's certain times and I think someone was just saying it now, where you got to kind of bring one on. No, but there's certain times that someone said.
He's not going back.
But I'll be real, it's difficult because they're literally saying they want to sign Alvarez for like 100-something million. I just don't see how you sign Alvarez.
I don't think the Rashford thing I don't think the money is the issue with the Rashford thing. I just feel like they're just trying to rob man. That's all it is, and they think they can do it, and they're using Rashford. I just feel like they've just told Rashford, we're going to rob your bridges, and you have to pretend you don't know what's going on, and that's it. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't really think it's a big deal, because the manager has come out publicly and rates Rashford. So like what we're saying, he's just lying to us all. He likes him as a player, but the club are saying that they think they can get better business elsewhere. But really, they're just saying that they just want to take him for less money, and they believe they can get him for another loan with like a right to buy and all that nonsense. But really, I don't think that they're looking at the goals and assists that Rashford gave them, and they're saying, yeah, we can do without that next year. That's just like, that's signed on now. They know they can get that. And think about it. They did that with Rashford not starting every game. So they know this is someone who comes off the bench and actually can get us goals and make a difference in our games. If he was a starter every week, it would be even worse for them. I think they've already set him up to allow other players to come in, start in front of him, and he just continues doing what he did last season, coming off the bench, starting certain games, and just getting them that GA that they need. And I just feel like if they really want to win Champions League and win and just kind of dominate, they're going to need all the firepower that they can get, because certain other men, they need to settle in. They're going to need to come in. Rashford doesn't need to do that. So I think he still stays there, if I'm honest with you.
No, I don't know. I think he has to go look at maybe Bayern Munich over there, because I feel like now, because you know what it is as well. I don't know what's going on with the wages, even though he did say he would lower his wages at Barcelona. But I think right now they've just gone down a different route, man. And it's
There's trust me, side. My man ain't going nowhere, man. They're just wasting our time, making it some summer saga thing. Rashford ain't going nowhere.
If they go get Alvarez, they go and get they keep Ferran Torres. They've got Gordon, they've got Rafinha, they've got Lamine Yamal. That's 5 already, right? And then they add to it with Bernardo Silva as well. There's a lot of players coming through the door there.
He's in the middle of the park. He's going in the middle park for them. You know how they play. The reality is this side. They're gonna, it's just fake news. They ain't got £25 million. Come on, man. Don't waste your time with these.
You know what it is though? They might look at it and think, yo, man, we don't think he's worth that. You know
the only way they lose Rashford, if like a big team comes in, like I said, like a Bayern, and flipping their manager like just makes Rashford forget about Barca, says, listen, you're gonna be important, come in, and he just feels like, you know what, let me just keep it moving. But other than that, I just feel like he's going to stay.
Do you not remember Aubameyang? Aubameyang had an equally good season as well. And also, João Felix had a decent season when he came in. So
my thing is the manager. If it wasn't for Anthony Flick, saying that he wants Rashford, I'll be saying he's done. But it's the manager thing that's kind of got me. That's the only thing that's got me is how the manager speaks about him. That's the only thing that's kind of making me feel like.
If they sign Alvarez, it's very difficult for me to see Rashford staying there.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what you don't understand. That's where it becomes difficult.
He wants to go to Barca. Barca want him. I don't see a scenario where Rashford goes back.
Exactly.
You might as well start talking about where else is he gonna go.
Bro, because
in England, maybe he goes to Villa.
Remember I told you guys, I know scammers when I see them coming. Barca's just trying to scam us. I know that. Remember I told you, but Rashford ain't got no.
Cheeky, man. That man are cheeky still, bro. The way they do with Man United, bro, it's hella disrespectful, bro.
No, we're not going to loan him again. So there's no point of talking about that. We're not going to loan him again. We need to sell him.
That's what you think. You what? Nobody told us about Ineos.
You think Rashford's going to come back and take Malassia's number? What, the 12?
Of course he's not coming back. Look what they've done to Sancho. They loaned Sancho out,
bro. You guys got a bit of pride.
They loaned Sancho out until his contract done. They'll loan this guy out.
Yeah, loan him back out. Just loan him back out or something then. Fuck it.
They will.
Rashford, would you have him back? We'll say that. You said you have him back. We'll say that. Come on.
I said before, if we don't get a forward, I said I'll have him back. I'm not against Rashford coming off the bench. I'm not on all this hype. I ain't got no dislike for Rashford. I'm not against him coming off.
I'm not against it either, I'll be real. But do you know what it is at the same time? It's like some stories need to end, bro. Like, even
bro, just going back to the same ex, bro. Like,
brother, I hear all that. But when I see Arsenal win the league with Martinelli and them, man, and they're celebrating, and my brethren are sending me Thanos pictures of Arsenal, brother, it's long. Anything can happen. Anything's possible out here.
Also, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's definitely been games this season where if we had a Rashford off the bench for a young third, it's a movie. But
of course it is. You know what it is with the fan base? They don't, you know what it is? The fan base that don't want Rashford back, I get it. They don't want to have to love him again. They don't want to have to celebrate his goals again. They don't want to. They don't want to get back in that type of relationship with him again. I get it. That's all they don't want. They don't want that. But for me, I'm looking at what's best for Man United. If we need another forward and Rashford's coming off the people don't want to see a bench of Ahmad, Rashford, flipping. Who else we trying to buy in midfield? People don't want to see a bench like that,
bro.
In the
You see, if you're let's say you're 1-0 up against Everton away, and you bring on Ahmad and Rashford, it's a movie, bro.
Trust me, that's what I'm saying. People, I also want to see that in any competition. So I'm not against it.
Do you think, Mandem, I'll start with you, AJ, like, do you think our attack is good enough, though, next season going forward, like, with what we have right now? Be honest.
Yes and no. I feel like, do you know what it is? Because obviously, I've always used the fact that we're going to be in multiple competitions against our team, against our squad, innit?
Yeah.
But I started thinking about it the other way around the other day. I was thinking about someone like Ahmad, and I kind of compared it to the likes of Madueke and Martinelli. The reason why Madueke is still able to come out week in, week out and still have confidence, even when he doesn't do anything in the Prem, is because he has Champions League, because it's just a different way of playing over there. So I feel like if you put Ahmad in a Champions League situation where he's not really performing in the league, he can go to the champs and bad up one of their fullbacks. Literally saw how he went on to the international levels, batted it up for his country, comes back, not doing too much in the Prem. It's different ways of playing, is different opponents. So I feel like our attack, there's enough there, but at the same time, I think we still need like one extra person just to change the dynamic, and then we can kind of focus on other areas for now, innit?
Krupi.
We need a striker though. Can't lie. Still think we need a striker.
Krupi.
Yeah, that's a good shout. You know.
Krupi's a shout.
Krupi's a ball. He's 19 though.
Can play on the left. Can play on the left. Can play on the right. Can play in the 10. Can play every. And
I'm still not on this Xerxes. He can still go. I'm still not on it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna.
I think certainly for his own football, he has to go. For his own,
Yeah,
for his own sanity, he has to go.
Zux is definitely
Here's
going.
what
By
happens.
the way, listen, there's no chance of Rashford coming back. I spoke to somebody the other day. Trust me, Rashford ain't coming back to Manchester.
Well, who
Brother,
is
he's
it
not
he keeps
coming back.
speaking
He's
to,
not
bro?
idiot.
Who do
Trust
you keep
me,
speaking
I
to?
promise you.
Vivell, speaking of
He's
That's
not
all
an
I'm
idiot.
saying.
If he came back, he'll be
That's
idiot.
all I'm
He'll be
saying.
stupid.
Rashford ain't coming back to Manchester United.
He'll be silly if he.
Jordan
I
goes on
will
brunch
be
every
shocked.
Thursday with Vivell and Wilcox.
No,
Then he comes on
I
Mandem
swear
Talk.
to God, I don't. It's actually, you know, Manchester.
That's why he's always late.
No,
You know how much it takes to get the press off your back?
You know what?
Do you know how much it takes to get the press off your
If
back?
I was with
And
one
the
of them,
press are
trust
still
me, they
onto
won't
him
be there at that
sometimes. He's not
football
coming
club,
back to
trust me.
United, bro.
He's not coming back to
Right,
United.
bro.
He's not coming back to United.
Rashford can't come back in it. I'm actually deep
Yeah,
in it now. Like,
revisionism, man. Get rid of
Yeah,
it.
I don't think he's coming back. I'm just saying that I was just asked if I would have him back. But I don't think he's coming back. I would have him back, but I don't
You know,
think
all of this is
Nah, it's
Barcelona.
done now, man.
I wish my football club can do what Barcelona do. Bully players, get them to lower their wages, do what they do. The level of skullduggery. When you've got a name like that and a brand like that,
it's a brand. It's a brand.
and a football club.
they're
It's not
scammers
a brand,
still.
it's a
They're
football
scammers
club
still.
that guarantees you good football, mate. And that you get to play in front of those, to live in that city, to have a beach life, to live in one of the best cities in Europe. That's all it is. And Rashford will say he loves where the city. He loves being there. It was his dream. Other than United, his favorite football club were Barcelona. They're gonna work it out. It's about the wages. Exactly the same thing they did with Frankie de Jong. They're gonna find a way, and they're gonna find a way. And Flick realizes that Alvarez, by the way, was always going to go. This was his season. They were gonna go. I can see the reason with Gordon and that they want to have strength and depth, because if you remember last season, why they didn't win the Champions League, why they didn't get through, it's because of the strength and depth. That is the big reason why. So they're having that multiple players to fight in all competition. That's what they're going to do. They know Real Madrid are coming back. They know Real Madrid are coming back. So
you think so?
Yeah, Real Madrid find a way.
Jose coming back.
Always.
Real Madrid, regardless when you ever think they're dead, they find a way.
They do.
I'm not sure. I'll decide after I see their signings this summer, because I'm still not really.
Jose's not going to be afraid to drop who he has to drop. He's not trying to fit everyone in. He's not trying to fit everyone in.
Let me say, even Madrid are not coming back. The threat of Madrid coming back is making Barcelona.
No, but the thing is, Barcelona, I see the opportunity to dominate now and go for the three-peat. They're going to say, you know what?
They're not saying, you know, Jose, he's going to get his 11, 15 men that he's going to turn into soldiers, and then he's going to make other men feel like they're just idiots and they can't even look at him in the face. Yeah, you know, he does his madness, and he's going to make them man they run through walls for them, because he's got talented players, and he can set up a team. Like, he just went undefeated and he had too much draws.
By the way, the election. When is the election of Real Madrid?
I'm not sure, you know. When is it? When is it?
Nothing's changing there, though.
When is it? They don't want Jose.
When is what?
The president election, the elections.
It's ongoing right now, man. It's
nothing's changing, bro.
He's trying to beat Perez, yeah, and he's even including, like, he's talking about the women's team as well, and saying like he wants them to play at the Bernabeu. Like, he's doing everything.
The Riquelme guy.
Riquelme,
Riquelme.
You saw he said he has 2 signings lined up if he gets selected. He's trying to run the Figo thing.
Yeah, he's doing the Figo thing. Yeah, he's trying to bring back the 2000 Perez, isn't it?
He can say whatever he wants.
He said basically one of them is Rodri. That's what he said.
Bro, Perez is too powerful in Spain, bro. It's gonna be difficult to overcome someone like
possible,
Perez.
Bro. The guy's got his phone on
the banks as well.
He's a dictator, bro. He ain't going nowhere.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's a madness.
Chomeni,
that thing, I think it's dead. Mourinho likes them kind of players, bro.
The members are not being too impressed with him. They're not being too impressed with him. You would like to think Perez has got that, you know, iron fist kind of thing going on, but the members who will vote, they're not being too impressed with him, his antics recently. So you never know. Listen, this is the first time in so many years somebody's come forward to challenge. That's how much of a power he had, right? Somebody's come out and challenged him, come out the woodwork and said, you know what, different vision. young guy, more energy. That's why he came out the other day. He didn't even talk like. I don't know if you saw it 3 weeks ago. Perez. He came out in a presser, right? He did his own press conference. He didn't talk about Real Madrid. He was talking about himself, going,
"Yeah, no,
saying that I've got cancer."
Bro, he's moving mad. He's moving mad.
He wasn't talking about Real Madrid. He was just talking about himself.
Let me grab this, by the way. Lewis Hall, significant interest in him, man. Man United looking to get this one over the line as well, man. Lewis Hall, left back. I know there's a lot of people who are a bit iffy about do we need a fullback or not, but I reckon it's the real deal, Lewis Hall, man. Like,
bring him, man. Bring him. They need to make sales.
I don't think they're selling him. I genuinely don't think that they're selling him this season.
No, they have to. They have to trust me.
Eddie, he's fallen out with Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe plays Dan Burn over him, and they need to generate some sales. They already sold Gordon. We need to hurry up and go wrap him up before they make enough sales where they're like, oh, now we don't need to sell now. Let's take our time.
But can we get him and Tonali though? Can we get him and Tonali?
I take him. If I had to take one, I'd take him.
Over Tonali.
Because there's not a lot of fullbacks out there that I could get. I think there's a lot more midfielders.
But it depends on your scouting as well, though. It's not. It depends on like who you scouted. Because even like goalkeepers, we never probably would have thought, unless obviously anybody's watched him, that Lamens would be this good as well. It depends on the scouting. Like there might be, but we just probably
no. Of course, I'm sure the scouts are doing more work than we are.
I did the research, bro. I knew Lamens. That's Saeed. I told him. Lamens.
Yeah, you did say it though early. Yeah, I remember.
The guy.
I think Lewis Hall is perfect for him.
It was that kind of signing. I was like, United are linked with a guy who's secure, nobody's heard of. He must have some. And then, by the way, it wasn't Ineos. It was Tony Colton who's been there. Tony Colton used to be Manchester City goalkeeper for years. He's worked at Manchester United for the last 15 years. He was the one who scouted him and got the player, man. So don't give me Ineos this, Ineos that. Tony Colton involved in developing goalkeepers at Manchester United.
Tony Colton, yep.
Yeah.
He scouted him the year we signed him.
By the way, Vitek is doing amazing. I think he's got the player of the season or the young player of the season, but I think he wants first team football. He doesn't want to come back.
Oh yeah. He to be fair, I don't know. We'll see that. I think that one there, he has to come back in it, and also, you know what it is though as well. You have to have a manager that believes in you as well and can say to you, "Yo, I'm looking to rotate maybe you in the Champions League or Carabao Cup, FA Cup." Like, you've got to be a guy that can understand, man. That maybe beforehand, Ruben or whoever the other managers were, they weren't really clear as to what your stance is in the squad. So you have to be very, very careful.
Somebody's asking about the Lamens thing. Big up to Jarvis. Jarvis put me onto him, but we were linked with him, and then I started watching his highlight of his games, watching games that I could find him playing in, and I said, decent on penalties. Actually, he's not even showing that how good he is on penalties. Left foot, right foot, and I said his temperament is good, and he comes out and catches the ball. Yeah, I agree. But all in all, are we all in favor of Lewis Hall then? Are we all saying good signing?
For what price?
Bring him.
I'm gonna lie to you. The left back. Listen, the left back market is dead. What are we kidding here? Who's good left back? You know what? If Chelsea could get Cucurella out of Chelsea, I'll take Cucurella. I really rate Cucurella.
That ship is sailed.
I like Cucurella as well.
That year where we almost got him, I was ready to get him when we got Regulon.
Yeah, same.
And then you remember that, Rhino? We spoke about that. And then
Staffy, why did we not get him?
Because Poch played him in the cup.
Yeah, he was
played him in the cup, and he got him cup tied. And then we backed out and we got Regulon instead because we needed depth.
Yeah,
it was all because of Poch.
I think the good thing about Lewis Hall,
it was only going to be a loan, I swear.
No. We were buying because Chelsea weren't playing him. They didn't want him at that time.
Now United were going to buy him, but
we were about to buy him. He was really cheap.
I'll be real. After that Bournemouth game, Truffaut moved me still. I'm not gonna lie.
Truffaut is very good as well. Yeah. I just think Lewis Hall's circumstance makes him an easy grab. Because he's a very good player. But the fact that he's out of favor for Dan Burn, for club and country, it just makes it so easy to go and get him. And he's good. We know he's good.
Either or I'll take, but you see the way Truffaut bombed down that wing, it just made me, it felt like an old school bombing down. I like that.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say about
AJ,
Truffert, them making Europa League might make it expensive now to get him because his club did very well.
AJ, the same thing kind of happened with Kirkes.
You don't think about Lewis
The same thing happened with Kirkes.
The size of him?
No, it's not the same. It's not the same for me.
Kirkes was way better than Truffert, bro. What do you mean it's not the same?
No, I don't think he's better than him still. Can't lie.
Bro, at Bournemouth, Kirkes.
I don't think he's better.
In his last season than Truffert.
No, I'm saying I know he had a good season.
Same level.
It wasn't just a good season, bro. It was better than that.
Kirkes was good. That just shows you the levels, isn't it?
He was good though.
Do you know the thing with Kirkes? Yeah, the difference for me is that when he gets on the overlap, it's early crosses into the box, and it's like once he's not doing that, it's like cool. There's nothing else much in terms of his second play. With Truffert, he can go all the way byline. He can take it past you, and he has the cutbacks. The intelligence is a bit different. I've seen him inside spaces actually play with other people. That's why I rate him more.
Yeah, I hear it, but then again, Old Trafford, bigger pitch, all that kind of stuff. It's not the same at playing at Bournemouth.
That's another reason why I'm rating him, because he looks like he covers space with ease.
Bro,
looks like he covers space with ease. With all that space to run into, bro, I'll take him still. But you're right, though. Kirkes was good last season, so I understand the different levels. But that's
what drove his price really high was the assist, because he had 10 assists from left back. He was really looking.
One thing he was right about Juice's delivery. His delivery has absolutely shocked me. It amazes me, and it's not the fact that he runs down the flank to deliver. He will receive the ball and be in the second third and still whip one, bend one at a disgusting angle. Like those type of fullbacks.
Who's that?
Juve. West Ham.
Juve. I like Juve. The worry about him, he's a really bad defender, though.
Defensively.
When I locked in, because I locked into those last few West Ham games, I was like, let me lock into this relegation battle. He's a very bad defender. He might be the best crosser in the league.
I'm not on that.
Positionally, stuff it. So what we're talking defensive, is he bad positionally or one-on-one?
I'll say a little bit of both. Like position is not that great, and it's just like he's one of those players that you feel he always has a mistake in him. If you don't put him in a lot of 1v1 situations, I think you're good. But like my thought about defenders is at the end of the day, you are paid to 1v1 defend. The structure around you can be very good. The wingers can help you track back, all that stuff. The system can always prevent defenders from being exposed 1v1. That's what a coach is meant to do. But at the end of the day, when your back is against the wall and you're 1v1 with an attacker, I still expect you to defend. And unfortunately for him, he's not like that at all. Like, he's so good. His crosses are actually elite. He's an elite crosser. But like, if you're spending a lot of time defending, I'll be honest, he's kind of like Joao Cancelo as an example. He was just a disaster in defending, but going forward, he was amazing for City. So that's kind of like the upside and the downside of.
But I think it's also because of he's very passive. Because there's certain players that when they've got the physicality, they tend to be a bit more passive because they rely on it. And Diouf is one of them players. Because if you look at Cucurella, the reason why Cucurella is so good in 1v1s, he's not passive at all. He's very aggressive. So most of the time you see wingers, because it doesn't matter how good you are as a winger, if every single time you receive the ball and the fullback is right on you, it makes it way harder to go past him. You can see that when Cucurella played against Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal is probably the best in the world when it comes to dribbling 1v1. But Cucurella was on him, as in he makes it very difficult to go past him. So Diouf, when you look at Diouf, he kind of allows you to run at him. And then because of that, sometimes his decision-making in terms of winning the ball, I think even the Arsenal goal, he was so passive in the box. Like, he could have closed down Odegaard. He didn't. And we can't have like passive defense. I just don't think it'll be good for United to have too many.
He'd be a backup option at best.
I've already got somebody you just described called Diego Dalot.
Yeah, Dalot. Yeah, one more year of Dalot will be it for me. I think after that,
8 years at United. You know, wow.
I think he'd be the longest serving after Luke Shaw. He'd be the longest serving manager. I think.
I think Dalot's overhated. I'll be real.
Yeah.
He does it to himself, though. That's the thing. Dalot's the type of player to give you like 5 good games, and you're like, oh, maybe we were wrong about him. And then he just drops a stinker. And you know what it is? His stinkers are usually just a lack of focus. Like, sometimes I want to get into his head and see, like, what are you thinking? Like, what is going on in your head?
Dalot needs
because
to be
he just
rotated
forgets football
properly,
sometimes.
Yeah.
I think Dalot's problem is that he has elite movement and he's a fullback. So he gets into amazing positions that maybe our wingers should be getting into, but he don't have
100%.
do anything. He don't have the quality to do anything in those positions. If
Bro,
Dalot had quality to do the things he does in the
Can I ask
positions
a
he gets
question?
into, we would rate him.
Can I ask a question? Do you see the difference how Masraoui plays with Ahmad compared to Diego Dalot with Ahmad?
People
As in, you're
struggle
saying
when
it's
they play
worse.
with Dalot in
You're saying it's
general,
worse.
Nuruddin. That's the problem. He's out of position a lot. And that's my biggest
Wait,
issue.
wait, which one are you saying? Are you saying it's better with Dalot or better with Mazraoui?
He's better with
Mazraoui.
So much better with Mazraoui. They have a better chemistry.
And
I think depending on the matchup,
IQ as well in the 1-2 pass. You know when they do their little passes and moving around. Mazraoui is really good at that, and I think Ahmad needs that as well.
Up and down, man.
I think Mazraoui's biggest issue is the athleticism. He's very, I don't know, like compared to Dalot at least, he's much weaker than him. He's easier to expose into transition. He's much more intelligent than Dalot.
Brighton. Yeah.
I didn't watch the game. I'm not going to comment on that one, but I don't know if I agree with that altogether from what I've seen.
I think that was a better ball carrier, but
I just noticed that Ahmad plays better with Mazraoui. I'm just something that I've observed.
Yeah, I think because Mazraoui is positionally more aware of Nuruddin.
Yeah,
Mazraoui is positionally more aware. He played left, he played right. He's a utility center back. Okay, they used to use him in the midfield in Ajax. So it's like he's a very intelligent player. Players who can play multiple positions is usually a testament to their IQ more than anything. Whereas Dalot, I think Dalot has all the capabilities, at least athletically, to be better. My issue with him, as I said, he's so there's games where he just forgets he's a left back. He's a fullback.
Yeah,
I see him like he's 30 yards ahead of the other back three, and I'm like, but like now you're leaving the left winger all alone, and then Maguire has to go drift wide, and it causes a havoc for like 30 minutes until he remembers, oh shit, I'm a fullback. Let me lock in again. And that's the one thing that hasn't went away from his game. And as you said the best thing. He gets in positions where wingers get in. When I used to do my watch-alongs, I used to tell my chat this. I'm like, I want you guys to watch this. I was like, he has routes. Routes is a footballing term, an NFL term, where they design a route for you to go somewhere. This guy has designed routes to always get into the box somehow. He always gets the ball. But he's probably the worst ball striker in the team. No one strikes the ball worse than him.
No composure.
Every time he gets the ball, it's just going like this. Sometimes I'd be worried about Saeed, bro. I'm like, the ball hits Saeed in the face.
And this is the thing, you see other fullbacks that do what Dalot does. Like, for example, like I'm not going to say they do, but players that get themselves into good positions, like Hakimi, in it. When they get into those positions, they have quality. So leaving the centre back by themselves for time, you don't care because you know what he's offering you that way. Because Dalot's getting in there but wasting it, I have to look at what you're doing this way now because, like, bro, you're not actually doing anything up there because you're just getting into the position.
You know what he does, bro? And this is gonna sound crazy. He does what Hakimi does for PSG. Look at the amount of goals that Hakimi scores as an example. Hakimi and Mendes, they score a lot of goals for PSG because they are actually designed by Enrique to always invert between the striker and the winger and get in these goal scoring positions. He does that up until to the point where he actually has to score. Zero fucking composure, and I always feel like it's so useless. What is the point of me always getting in scoring positions when you're gonna convert one of like every 10 chances? Where that chance he missed where Ten Hag got sacked at West Ham? Because he missed the target when he got past the goalkeeper. He's a horrible ball striker.
Bro, I used to think he does it on purpose, you know, but I did.
Yeah, I think that day he did it on purpose.
Remember when people said he tried to sack Ten Hag?
That day was too,
that was mad.
It felt too targeted. It felt
when he missed it, people said he was Ten Hag out.
Bro, targeted that day.
I know Fletcher was only there for 2 games, but he tried to get Fletcher out as well, man. Like, there was a game against Brighton where he was awful.
Listen, we're gonna need, if anything, we're gonna need his father, Jose Mourinho, to buy him.
Chances we created in the game in this. Two big chances we created in the game against Brighton.
Yeah.
This is what's gonna happen, guys. Jose Mourinho is gonna have 1 year under Trent. He's gonna see how much Trent doesn't defend, and that's the anti-fullback for Jose. And he's gonna come in for Dalot. We need Dalot to have 1 more good year so we can sell him for a good fee next summer. That's the only scenario.
Yeah, by then
Jose does love Dalot.
I think he'd be like 28. Is he 27 now? Let me just see how old.
I don't know. I think he's like 26. Because we bought him when he was like 18.
Yeah, he was 18.
And that was like what, 2018, something like that.
He should just spend the summer with Dorgu's coach.
Still young.
He should spend the summer with Dorgu's coach.
Yeah, we bought him as a teenager.
Try and get good in the final third. See what happens.
Yeah.
Let's go to that Dorgu's coach. What's my man's name again?
Who?
But I'm saying Dalot should spend the summer with Dorgu's coach.
Oh,
yeah, the guy who had him working on the ball strike.
Yeah, spend the summer with him.
I just want to say, you were talking about Bournemouth left back before. The thing that I have to admit and stress is that the system of Iriola makes some of these players look better than they are.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. That's true.
The system gets
you
the
love
best out of
Iriola.
these players.
He might be going to Milan. Are you going to be watching Milan next season, Northern?
If he goes to Milan, they'll be the fittest team there, bro, and they'll be bobbing teams.
Apparently, you don't want to go to Milan. Apparently, it's stumbling right now. The Milan is stumbling.
Yeah, because the guarantees in it. Milan, they want to put a clause in. They can sack you after a year. Zlatan's doing a madness over there, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah, Zlatan, bro. I can't lie.
But one thing I will say though, I've been watching Milan a little bit. They have become brave because in Italy, there's no youth straight to first team kind of pathway. But Milan have started to do that, try to get the youngsters to play.
He got sacked by Milan. He's already got a job.
Yeah, he was on to Napoli today. Allegri.
Oh,
already?
Yeah, he went to Napoli today.
But that's Italy, though. Have you watched Italian football? I've been watching it for a long time. Italy, that's like players move to rivals, coaches like that. It's not just
but
now.
That's why.
That's
why it doesn't progress. That's why it doesn't progress.
Managers get passed around there. Like you know what?
The rotation is crazy. The rotation of coaches, they all got jobs, man. It's always been the way. That's why you got Ancelotti managing Milan. Can you imagine Ancelotti?
He managed Milan and Juventus and Napoli.
Exactly. Look, he was a Milan guy, Milan product. Goes to manage Juventus for years. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
And Napoli.
It's Napoli. So this is the point. Italy, no rivalries. Players and coaches move between clubs.
You know what's crazy, Noradin? The fans actually have so much rivalry. Like the hate that they have over there. Like you can wear the wrong jersey in the wrong city and they'll let you know. But the fact that the clubs sell to each other all the time, like you'll never see United and Liverpool sell to each other. But you'll go over there, the Milan clubs always sell to each other. Rival clubs always. Fucking Pedro Rodriguez, the Barca guy. He went to Lazio. Sorry, he went to Roma and then went to Lazio. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? How could you play for both rivals in the capital?
Look at Pirlo, Baratelli, Milan, Inter, going back. Yeah.
Zlatan played for Milan, Juventus, and Inter.
Yeah, Allegri crazy, man. I can't believe that, man. But
have you seen his football, though? His football. I know that he was forced to work with youngsters. And that's what he said. He said that some of these young players are not ready. But some people used to win at United, man.
Simeone, Conte, they need to leave football now, man. The time's up now, man. All these managers.
Conte waiting for the Italian job, yeah. Has Conte got the Italian job then?
No, not yet. I don't think so. Not yet. They're not decided yet. So we'll see where he wants to go.
But Conte has left.
Blank says Rashford is a girl twerking for bad man in the club and knows is a side thing and now crashing out when the thug binned her for another girl. I thought that's
really crazy analogy.
You can just cross and can't defend 1v1 and just a dead baller who failed being a midfielder. No, thank you. I've had enough of these modern frauds. And John Wiskin said Dorgu over Cunha at left wing. Cunha super sub at left wing cam. United need backup right winger. And Bim was a striker. Camavinga over Tchouameni if available. And best aside
Camavinga hype, bro.
Best aside centre back and move Lissandro to CM.
So you want Lissandro and Camavinga in our midfield? And you want to do it on the left wing. John, I do not ever want you to coach Man United.
I don't mind Lissandro in midfield, I'll be real. If it happens,
but not Lissandro. And
bro, get that midget at the club, bro. Said that a million times. Get that midget at the club.
What'd you say?
Get that midget at the club.
Prone. So you're basically asking for a guy who's injury prone to play in the most congested area of a football pitch.
Yeah, he's one of the least athletic players in that team as well. I'm good.
Get a better centre back and make him a rotation midfielder. I don't mind it.
Or just sell him, please. I can't wait.
Yeah, big up Indiana.
I can't wait for him to leave the club.
Let's have that Bruno debate, man. Let's have that. I know you're the head of the cult. You are part of the cult.
Indiana always wanted Tonali. I'll give him that, to be fair.
Wait, big up Indiana. Oh, he's not a good passer.
Let me know when you can do that debate, man. And I'm not saying he's not had a good season. I'm not saying he had the 20 assists. I'm just saying Manchester United, my football club, playing through one player. I'm not having it. And you should know better.
Yeah.
Tonali isn't better than Anderson, though. I agree with you, Nordin.
Tonali. I still got my doubts about Tonali, but if you give me Tonali, Ederson, and Matheus Fernandes,
I'm not hearing Tchouaméni is better than Anderson. Nobody is for me, in my humble opinion.
But I think. Wait. I think Tchouaméni is more moved to play as a 6 rather than the 8. So I feel like
Champions League finals and
it don't matter. It don't mean I've watched him, Saeed, and for years I didn't think he did all that.
See, now you're overrated.
He's a different type of league. Listen, he's a type of league. I think he's a good player, Tchouaméni, but I don't think he's a worldie. I don't think he's the Elliott level.
Tchouaméni can't carry the ball like Anderson does. So Nordin is not wrong. It depends on what profile you need or what profile you want more. If you want someone who's a better ball
but
carrier,
Nordin, the way you talk about Elliott Anderson, do you think he's world-class midfielder, Elliott Anderson?
Like I said to you, I think he's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League.
No, but I know that. But I'm saying that, do you actually think, because he's the best?
Yeah, he's got the potential for me.
He has a world-class talent. But is he performing at a world-class level? I mean,
potential don't play games.
He's got the potential.
But when you sign players, you sign them for the ceiling that you think they can reach. Like, that's what big clubs do.
I feel like Matheus Fernandes has a higher ceiling than him, though. I just feel like in what he has, he's a very good player in terms of what Elliott Anderson possesses. But I feel like Matheus Fernandes has a higher ceiling.
I was minding my own business, Saeed, and I'm hearing this blasphemy against Norwich. I don't think this is the problem, Ferguson stuff. This is what he said to us about this Evan Ferguson.
Tchouaméni is woeful on the ball.
Man said Anderson is better than Tchouaméni.
Tchouaméni's horrendous.
Monaco Tchouaméni is better than Anderson. The Tchouaméni that was at Monaco, bro. What are you talking about?
True.
Why does Musa hate Ederson so much?
He thinks he just started playing ball at Real Madrid or something.
No. But he's right. At Monaco, he was playing as an 8 and he was very good. Like at Madrid,
but Musa called him Henderson, and that's why, like, I can't take Musa's opinion on Henderson seriously.
I said that Norwich described Henderson. I said he's reliable. He gives you 8 out of 10 every other week. He can play multiple positions. I said you're describing Henderson.
Yeah. Henderson does not give you 8 out of 10 every week. Henderson goes on the pitch.
He's done that at Liverpool. Of course he did.
A 7. Probably a 7. Not 8.
When he was at Liverpool under Klopp, see when he was at Liverpool under Klopp and they were coming second with 90-something points, brother stepped up. I don't know why you want to just... Like, I didn't like him, but he stepped in every week for Liverpool. And he played at a high level in Champions League against big opponents.
You're not going to convince me to rate Tchouaméni.
No, that's cool. That's your opinion. But that's why we don't rate Anderson like that. Or I don't rate him. That's why not United fans. People look at us and we think we've gone mad. You see when it is going.
I think he's only one of the.
Stop saying as a 6 because at Monaco he wasn't doing this 6 stuff. You just want to start saying as a 6. Forget this as a 6. As a midfielder, he's not better than him at any level. But I get it.
Has more tools in his locker than Tchouaméni.
That's fake news. Based on what? Based on the last 2 seasons. You're just going to tell me this.
It's a fact.
It's not a fact. It's a fact in your world. I get it. But it's not a fact in the reality of things.
Tchouaméni, disgusting. He hasn't got the ball playing ability of Anderson. I'm sorry.
Oh, my Lord.
He doesn't.
He might be a better passer than Anderson, I think.
He thinks Anderson goes to Real Madrid with all of these ballers and can still dictate and do what he's doing at Forest.
I don't think you guys understand, but Musa, I don't think you understand. Like for the size of Elliott Anderson, because he's built like Declan Rice, but his tech for his size.
Nah, he's not. He's not built like Declan Rice.
Nah,
physically,
they're
built very similar. They're both very strong players.
You mean in terms of play style or what? Because bro,
no, built in terms of like physicality, like body wise.
Engine under the bonnet.
I think they're quite different. I know what you're trying to say, but I think they're quite different.
I'm just saying for his size, the way he moves and the way he's so techy with the ball. I've seen that guy be surrounded by 2-3 players.
He's not technically better than Tchouaméni, though. What are we doing?
No, I think he's a better 8 than Tchouaméni, and I think Tchouaméni is a better 6.
He's not. The Tchouaméni at Monaco is better than this kid.
He can't dribble like Tchouaméni. I
don't think you remember what he was doing there before Real Madrid.
I think Tchouaméni's very good. I said I want Tchouaméni.
No, I think it's because people forgot. You know, sometimes when you ain't banged someone up for a long time, man test you. They just think that you're the same guy. They don't understand because you ain't seen him at the levels. And again, see at Real Madrid, when there's a load of players who can play at a high level, sometimes the way the game's played, it's not it's just dictated based on you. Like Real Madrid have enough talented players that you can sit on the bench and they won't miss you. Like it's day and night. I feel like when they're at these type of clubs, especially Forest, like he's important to the game, but also like we said earlier, Gibbs White does a lot for that team. Like we're going on like he doesn't. We're going to find out about Anderson and his next move. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Man City, hardly plays, goes quiet, and the hype dies down. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be on him. That would be on Man City then.
No, based on when he does come in, the pressure's a lot. Based on when he does come in, he's just not doing what everyone was saying he was meant to do.
Don't forget, City tried to get Rice as well. If they got him, probably Arsenal never win the league.
Yeah. Remember, we're not saying this kid is bad, you know. We're just saying that he was a £70 million player, but we're just saying a £100 million player that Norridin is telling us is better than, is the best. Remember, Norridin's saying pound for pound, the best in the league, better than Tchouameni, better than most midfielders in world football today. That's what Norridin's telling us. That's all I'm arguing about.
I think he said in the market for the players that are going in the market.
Oh my God! Look what Musa does. Bamboozles.
Yeah. Like he basically said from the ones that are out there for us to get.
You didn't say he's pound for pound best in the Premier League.
No, he said he's pound for pound the best in the market. Like for the ones that are in the market.
So who's better than him? Who's better than him? Who's better than him in the league, Nordy? Name 2 or 3 people that you think better than him.
I think on a stable season, Caicedo is levels in terms of the way he defends defensively because he holds that position. And I like Caicedo, how he uses the ball. But to me, Elliot Anderson is the next guy who's coming.
So only one player is better than him.
I told you.
No, that's what I feel. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I wasn't wrong when I said he said pound for pound.
Listen, I've watched this kid for 2 years. I watched him for England in the 21s, even though I don't watch international football. And I promise you, both times, England don't win it without him. They don't win the trophy. They've done it on the 21s.
You said it's not about international things. So let's World Cup is here.
Listen, but that's what I'm trying to say. He's got leadership skills. He's got leadership skills, man. Leadership skills. At the end of the day, Tchouameni has been brilliant at Real Madrid. I'm taking into consideration what that league is, how dominant Real Madrid are, the amount of spending power that all the other teams have, except for Barcelona and maybe, Atletico Madrid. And then I'm looking at the Premier League. Elliot Anderson is the next guy up. And if Fergie was the manager,
he'd sign him today. You're right, Noreen. He would sign him today. 100%.
He would be already at United already.
100%.
This is the point I'm making.
He would have called him personally, Noreen.
You man said
like Nuruddin, do you know what it is, guys? Yeah, do you know why I haven't been involved in this whole debate? Like, because no, it's not even that. It's not even that. I'm excited that we've got a range of options to pick from. United are actually looking at multiple midfielders, and it's interesting to see the fan base split. Like this Anderson conversation actually has really split the fan base when we was discussing him versus Fernandes. I think it's just the profile. It goes back to Rancis saying, how are we trying to play? What kind of midfield are we? What direction are we trying to go in? Because if you said that Casemiro and Kobe Mainoo are going to bop certain teams, someone might have laughed at you. So it's about chemistry and how we play together as a team. We need to figure out what direction we're going in before we worry about because we're all going to like different players, but what type of football are we playing next season? That's dependent on who we get.
I think what we're going for right now is based on what Carrick has been saying. I think Carrick wants to run an all-action midfield where he doesn't want just specialists in every role. He doesn't just want a DM. He doesn't just want 8. He doesn't just want a 10. He wants midfield that can function on both sides of the pitch. And based on that, Noureddin is absolutely spot on when it comes to Anderson. Because it is going to be one of those, if that's what we're trying to play and we don't get him, you got to remember this. If you don't get Anderson, one of your rivals is, which makes it worse. Because it's not like he's going to the Spanish league or the Serie A. He's going to one of your rivals. So if you don't strengthen with him, someone else will strengthen with him. But based on profiles, like you said, I think Elliot Anderson would be the perfect profile. However,
I don't think
as much as I like Tchouameni, I still think he would be a good profile as well. It just depends on what
I don't think Carrick wants him. I think Carrick wants to control the midfield. That's why I think that our third midfield signing.
He's not playing the solo DM no more. That's what I'm trying to say.
Listen, can I just say, Rhino? Right, what you said was made a lot of sense. What type of profile that? Well, I'm just telling you, Elliot can play in multiple different styles of football. If you want a box-to-box number 8, it can help you with that. If you want a 3 and you want him to be more out wide because it's a kid he played as a winger. If you want him to be a bit more out wide in the wider spaces, he can do that as well, and he can help assist and make.
But do you know what?
How many games? How many games have you seen? Is that like how many games in the Prem have you seen him in his multiple positions? Like, what are you judging on? How many games are you judging this on?
I have loads of games.
Like in the last 2 seasons, how many times has he played in the 10? No, 1 minute. Like, no, not the watch along. How many times did he play in the 10?
Finish the point. You've asked me a question, and then you give me another 100 million different questions. Stop the bamboozling, bro.
I haven't finished.
This is on Anderson.
Are you internet ready, man? You gotta be internet ready. You gotta be internet
He's not ready. He's not ready.
Be ready.
Yeah.
He's not ready. Go on.
Yeah, listen. I'll just say this. Elliot Anderson is the type of player that you could ask him to say, look, we're getting hurt down this side. Can you go and help the fullback? Map this player out the game. I was watching the game with Saeed and Vaz. Mbeumo was our most dangerous player last season. The season just gone. When we went up there to Nottingham Forest, he man-mapped Mbeumo out of the game. Anyone can do that, bro. Nah,
it's not my place, you know. You see me, I don't want my star man playing right back and all that.
He was listen in Mbeumo. Let me just say this. Let me finish the point.
This is the chaos I wanted to. This is the chaos I came to create.
You're not landing. You're not landing today.
Mbeumo was the guy that was getting the point.
Mbeumo
was the guy that was getting the goals for Manchester United at that time.
I thought you said Bruno at first. I even thought you said Bruno. That's what I was
No, listen. I'm trying to explain. The period in the season where Mbeumo, anything he touched was turned into gold, that's what it was. He was the danger guy in the Manchester United team. The ball got to him anywhere. First half, second half, see you later, Mbeumo. And you know what? Saeed, I kept screaming to Safaz and Saeed, Mbeumo, go and take him on a walk, because he wasn't just marking you, he was also marking that space. And Ahmad wasn't getting into it. And he was bullying Ahmad. Saeed, we saw it there. He was bullying United, and he bullied us from minute 1 to last minute. What are we doing here? And I've seen him bully Casado. I've seen him bully Chelsea. I have seen him bully Arsenal. I have. He is the pound for pound, the guy that's available. He is the best midfielder in the market in world football for me. That's
Newton, do you know what it is, yeah? Just to
That's who it is. That's who
Sorry,
he
I was
is.
on mute. Just for me to finalize my opinion on Anderson, yeah, I think he's a.
Because you can game for 10 years.
I think he's definitely a good player. I haven't seen enough of the multiple positions.
Right, I promise you.
Yeah, but look at how him and Kobe clashed. I know it's England, but they just they don't complement each other. I don't think. I don't think they complement each other.
What you're talking about is the way Japan set up. Japan set up in a way that made it very difficult for England to open them up. So they gave England the ball. They played with 2 wing backs, and they set up in a very
but if you're saying he's the player he is, if you're saying he's the player he is and how you rate him,
and that that is international.
It's
football.
still chemistry though for me. This is all chemistry for me.
But I don't want to play a 2. I don't think Manchester playing a 2. With all these years, we're playing 2 midfielders. We're crap. We get bullied. We get run over, regardless who's there.
Yeah.
So play a 3 in midfield, and see. That's something we've not done since Herrera, Macba. And we were giving anybody games then. Herrera, Matic, Pogba, we were giving teams. We were doing things against teams.
That's what we did a lot for the second half of the season, Northern.
Listen, we went to City on the day that we're going to win the league. They had their fireworks, everything ready to the roof. They were 2-0 up. We came back 3-2. Matic, if I'm not mistaken, it was Matic, Herrera, and Pogba in midfield. So at the end of the day, I'll just say this. Elliot Anderson, for me, can play possession football. He is press resistant, very good. Left foot, right foot. Always wants the ball. Can get up on that. It gives you engine that you need in English.
He can
football.
cross as well.
He's cross. He's got creativity. He's
shoots from outside the box. He's an all-action midfielder. That's all he is.
I hear it. So you think it's definitely 100 M's? Like when Casado was going for 100 M's, no one complains. So do you feel that same 100 M's guaranteed?
Listen, I'm telling you now, Roy Keane was a good player for Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest got relegated. Manchester United paid British transfer record for Roy Keane at that time. They did. And you know who was going to get him? Blackburn. You know who was going to get him? Arsenal. Like Staffy said, it's the rivals that were there to grab him. Yeah. And you know what? He already agreed with Kenny Dalglish. Kenny Dalglish, I think, went on holiday or something. He came back after the weekend. Fergie already got in there. Boom, signed, sealed. See you later. That ring is history. I rate Elliot Anderson to that. I'm looking at Manchester United. What do we need right now? Do we need a specialist, or do we need an all-action guy that can help us defend when we haven't got the ball and help us attack and is good on the ball when we got the ball? That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking for Chouameni. I'm not. And the only other kid, like I said, I would take a risk because I think he's got. I hope he's not just one season wonder. It's Sangara from Lens. He's got techers. He can tackle. He can pass. He's left-footed. And I just want a left-footed midfield player at Manchester United.
Yeah, you want more versatility. I hear it. I actually hear that still. But I wouldn't rule out Chouameni as well, though. I think that's a good player too.
I wouldn't knock down Chouameni. If I don't get Elliot Anderson, I want to fall back on Chouameni. That's how I'm looking at it.
I actually hear it. I see where you lot are coming from.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be that upset if we don't get him because we get him. Because I look at Chouameni, I think Chouameni is an elite ball
One of the two,
He's an elite athlete. And I think his passing, his long range.
And the experience. We need experience in that midfield as well. We need experience still.
He will replace a lot of long range passing that we're losing from Casemiro. So I'm looking at what we're adding and what we're replacing when we lose Casemiro. I'm not that upset if I don't get Elliot Anderson and I get him. I'm just scared of the drop-off of not getting those two and getting Tonali as my main option. Because as much as I want Tonali, I've said on this channel, I want Tonali multiple times, but I want him as a part of like a rotating midfield. I don't think he's someone that starts every game and can't be displaced. It depends a lot on the matchup and how I'm setting up.
I pick up what Rand's saying about Kobe. Listen, Rand, I'm trying to think about Manchester United's future beyond Bruno, bro. I'm looking at beyond Bruno.
But it's very hard when they're keeping it for the next 2 years.
Listen, that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, he ain't going anywhere though.
By the way, Indiana, the way that I think I've got that type of memory, bro.
Yeah,
I don't work in a museum. I've got that type of memory.
Neeks is saying, can we please stop twerking for Anderson who follows our rivals Man City? Sack him off. If he wanted us, he would be the saga. Yeah, he does follow Man City on Instagram. And he wants Man City, let's be honest, man. So I reckon,
so we might as well cut the talks then.
I was just talking about his ability.
I can accept that. But the 115 is coming. And I told everybody on their land. And you know what? You and your agent think differently. If City get away with it, they get away with it.
Oh, Nuruddin, do you think that's why Pep left?
100%. Go and check the videos. I did it a month ago. I said Pep's leaving. I said every clue says Pep's leaving, and the reason why he's leaving because 115 is coming. And all the rumors in the last week is that it's coming before the World Cup.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
It's a Stevie G of Ander Herreras.
That's the worst comment of the day.
They're just trolling there, man.
Herrera was a fantastic player for us, man.
He was unbelievable.
Bro, Herrera was just a pest, bro. He just ran around, kicked people.
Technically, he was really good, bro.
He's not technically as good as Anderson. It's not even a debate. And I love Herrera. Anderson is clear of Herrera.
Was a better footballer.
You talking about Anderson like we're signing.
Can I give you a little memory?
Xavi, you know, like the way you're talking, like. It's Xavi that we're talking in midfield, bro. Like, I don't understand.
The best team I've ever seen, Staffy, the best team I've ever seen ball Manchester United from minute 1 to last minute. It's a team called Club Athletic under Bielsa. Guess who played us in number 10?
Herrera.
I remember when they played us in the Europa League.
Bro,
he's not as technical.
Iriola was right back in that game. Yes, Iriola was the right back captain and right back. Yes.
I remember their left back as well. There was a couple players at the end, you know.
Oh God,
Herrera was our least technical midfielder.
Oscar de Marcos,
I was in the stadium. I walked to the stadium with the Athletic fans, Bilbao fans, and from minute 1, their fans and their players bopped us. I remember. I have never seen a team in my lifetime going to Old Trafford bop us like that for 90+ minutes.
Bro, I swear Emery played in that game. Emery was in that team.
Was he?
Yeah. swear Emre was on that team as well.
Oh, they had Llorente and Muniain as well, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Herrera was the number 10, and Iriola was the right back, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm just saying, I love Herrera. I love what he did for us, but he was mainly coming in like in big games to mark like a De Bruyne and a Hazard and stuff.
Yeah,
but he was by no means was he our most technical midfielder.
Listen, he was also doing bits. I'm not gonna lie. I think he played in a different position for United, but I loved him because for me, he gave everything on that football pitch. And when you go to game, Staffy, you have those players who give everything.
Another thing is he didn't really lose the ball, bro, and I think that's underrated for midfielder, bro. He didn't really lose the ball like that. He was very sound in possession, bro.
No, he was a good piece to complement Pogba and Matic. But he was the least technical between the three, let's be honest.
Big up Ace, yeah?
It's not even a debate.
Bielsa has his football philosophy has influenced all of the modern coaches, including Pep, including Klopp. All of them, including your favorite guy, Enrique. All of them have been influenced by Bielsa.
Yeah, fair enough. Listen, people, let's wrap it up here, people, man. It's been a lit show, man. Honestly, lit show.
I think Nuruddin, man of the match performance.
So don't run away, Saeed. Don't run away. I need to ask you something.
Yeah. Oh, after. Okay. Yeah, cool.
Big up.
I thought you meant like, yo.
No, I'm not going to ask you.
Okay.
That awkward pause.
But remember, people, if you talk about all the midfield, remember, you've got football club that's not ready to win a Premier League. Ownership model and clowns that don't want to win any league. So remember that. Know your place. And when United fans tell you, well, we haven't got that money. Why haven't we got that money? Whose fault is that? Okay.
Yeah. There you go, people. There you go, man. AJ, let's get these likes up, people, man. I don't know how many likes we're on right now. I think we're on, let me just quickly double check right now. 754, still not 1,000 likes, guys. You lot are just, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on, guys? Let's get these likes up. It doesn't cost you a penny, and it's free to do so. All you got to do is hit the bottom of your screen right here, as shown here, and just get these likes up to at least 1,000 likes. See how it's going up there now. People are starting to like. So just hit the like button and it helps out a lot, people.
AJ, by the way, Saeed, now that you put that up and I saw the video bottom right, the big 6 one. Shame on you again, man. You know what? I'm actually sick of you on these big 6 shows. How the fuck did you put Lucio in your all-time Champions League team and not Vidic?
No, because we were going round, innit? And
come on, Saeed.
But Lucio was a bad man, 2010.
But do you think Lucio was better than Vidic?
No, but he's saying his 2010 campaign was mad, didn't it?
Campaign, bro. We're talking about drafts. So
I know.
Right now, say for example, a player like Owen Hargreaves, right? He's won the Champions League. But if you look at his campaign compared to a Schneider in 2010, which one holds more weight? And I'm not saying that, by the way, that Vidic wasn't a bomb. But if you look at Lucio in 2010, he was phenomenal.
Lucio was very good. But I'm surprised you picked him over Vidic.
No, but him and Cordoba, but I'm looking at more impact in that Champions League run. And in the drafts here, you have to look at which one levels a bit more above the other. And I thought
in 2008, Rio and Vidic were arguably the best center backs in the world.
They were. Don't get me wrong, they were.
So if you're picking based on campaign, Vidic's 2008 campaign is one of the best center back campaigns we've ever seen.
But I also thought Lucio was unbelievable. He was an animal in that campaign. So it's near or there. I could have put Vidic, but I thought Lucio was top. So
I didn't finish the video, but
when you're doing these drafts as well, you got to be quick and sharp. You don't really have time to think and whatnot. So that's why I picked.
They picked the front 3 and left out Ronaldo.
Who?
Did they say that they picked the front 3 and the Turkish picked the front 3?
No, what happened was so basically you get your drafts here. And you have, obviously, everyone's got a pick. So I think Ronaldo came 4th. So everyone would put Ronaldo, Zidane, Iniesta. I think Ronaldo
was picked 4th, which, by the way, that's a crime against.
Why did you not pick Ronaldo? I didn't get to Ronaldo because obviously
they hate Ronaldo.
You know what it is, Nuruddin? If you're picking from Champions League campaigns, there's 5 different Champions League campaigns to pick a Ronaldo from, and I think all of them scored in a final. And he still wasn't picked.
Yeah,
Ronaldinho. I love Ronaldinho, but Ronaldinho's Champions League winning campaign wasn't better than any of the 5 that Ronaldo had.
Ronaldo literally dominated the Champions League.
I know
he was scoring in every final.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Toby. I don't know what he went for. Steve went for
Toby went Ronaldinho, and Turkish went Zidane. and then Matisse came in with Ronaldo.
Only two seasons, really. Staffy, only 2 seasons in the Champions League, Ronaldinho. The season where they won it, and he was dreadful in the final, right?
Yeah, he wasn't good in the final.
Yeah, he wasn't good in the final, but that season. And then the other season, and then he got headed out to Milan, and Milan he was a so partying.
He didn't win another Champions League. That was the only one, yeah.
So Ronaldo, to leave, listen, I love Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho, for me, is one of the greatest entertainers in it. And I'm still gutted that it never came to United.
Yeah.
But
you cooked Ronaldo with the Neymar one, Saeed, I'll tell you that. Because Neymar's Champions League winning campaign was one of the best.
So he
scored as many goals as Messi. So you were cooking there.
Yeah. You also know that his name is Ronaldo as well. Ronaldinho.
Who, Neymar?
Ronaldinho. His name is Ronaldo.
Oh, Ronaldinho. Yeah, I know.
To differentiate from the other one.
Yeah. He has a good documentary on Netflix if people want to go watch it. It's actually one of the best documentaries I watched. It was very, very good. Very insightful.
Still need to watch that as well.
It's really good.
Yo, there's so many football.
Bro, he was talking about how he almost signed with United. He was going to United and his agent called him. And he said, fuck United, we're going to Barcelona.
His brother,
his brother was his agent.
It was the guy who worked for Nike for Brazil, Nike guy. No, Adidas. Was it Adidas or Nike? One of them. He worked for
one of them anyway.
Yeah. And then he was a big Barcelona fan and he got him there, but
they tried to send him to either Barcelona or United because we were sponsored by Nike, both of us.
He agreed. He agreed with United.
Yeah, he agreed United, and then his brother was in Barcelona. He said, "Forget United, fly to Barcelona."
Yeah, exactly. This one here as well. I picked Benzema. You know what I mean? So
that Benzema Champions League campaign is one of the best campaigns we've seen as well.
So that's what it shows you, how Ronaldo ruined Big Steve, Tobes, Turkish, and all them childhood when he was at United. He ruined their childhoods, That's why they got hate on him. My guy dominated the Champions League, semi-finals, quarterfinals, finals. What are we doing here? And Ronaldinho may be overall footballer that you like, but for Champions League,
his single campaign wasn't better than any of Ronaldo's. I agree with you.
Yeah,
I know, Saeed, you want to go, but one last thing. Please stop talking about Eto'o. Tell the panel this. Stop talking about Eto'o being a right wing. He did not play right wing.
No, he didn't. Play one game.
He played left wing because Pandef played on the right. Because I've seen you guys talk about this, and Matisse swore he played on the right. He didn't. Tobes was right. He played on the left. And Pandef. You guys remember Pandef from Macedonia?
Yeah.
He played on the right.
What a baller he was. What a baller.
Yeah.
Left-footed
baller. Very baller, man. Big up to him. Might be still playing, to be fair. But listen, people, make sure you lot subscribe to the channel. Staffy, big up to you as well, man. Love for coming on.
No, big up, man. Big up. Thanks for having me. I'm locked in on basketball now, but I'll still tune in every Thursday to talk about.
What's going on with the Knicks? Who are you playing now?
We reached the final. We don't know who we're gonna play yet. We're gonna play either.
You want to do on the other side.
So it's Oklahoma City and the Spurs. So I think the Knicks match up better against the Spurs than Oklahoma.
Is that the big guy?
Wembanyama, yeah. We match up better against him. But the other team, I'll be honest, bro, they're cheats just like Man City. The referees, anyone who watches basketball will tell you, the referees just cheat for them every fucking game. So I'm worried if we face them, we don't have a chance because the way they referee their games is unfair.
Where are they based, Spurs? Where are they
so
based?
The San Antonio, that's in Texas, and the other team is in Oklahoma. So, we're going to play one of the two, but it's our first final in 27 years.
Champions League, NBA final, yeah?
Yeah, we haven't been to a final since 1999. So, yeah.
No, listen, you know it's mad, in one of family cousins, he lives in New York. He is posting the Knicks everywhere.
It's great. I was there last year when we reached the Eastern Conference final, and that shit, it went viral online. I was there. People started climbing the billboards and everything, and I was there for it. I was there, bro. Someone burned the Celtics jersey, and that shit flew all the way in the air, and it landed on my back. And I turn around, and I see a Celtics jersey burning, and it smelled so bad because it's plastic and polyester burning. I almost fucking fainted because of the smell. But the Knicks fans are crazy. I'm already getting ready to go all 4 games in New York next week. I'm going to watch all of them in the city.
Staffy, can you feel how things are a bit easier? You live in New Jersey, though. You don't live in New York.
Yeah. I live in Jersey.
It's Mamdani with his Arsenal thumbs.
You got some Mamdani with the thumb. That was crazy, yeah.
Right now, let them know what you got coming up.
No, big up, man. Big up the chat as always. Hit the likes, big up the Mandem. Big up Sky Newman as well on separate news, you know, on Kiss FM. You know, she put up a little clip of my artist rapping the song. And,
come on.
Yeah. So that's a nice co-sign. So just stay posted. You never know what could happen. Life's full of surprises, you know. But yeah, man, big up the chat, big up the Mandem as always. And yeah, let's just see what we do, guys, man. Let's just see what we do and we go from there, man. But we ended the season on a high. Hopefully we can continue it on. You know, it's only 2 months break and then we go again. So let's see, man. Depends who we get in, but let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be. We'll see.
I'm on to you.
Yeah,
wait,
I don't mind.
CFC, you buying the Ineos Blazer hope, yeah? We'll see.
Now, but Noorden,
have the part of Noorden talking about Elliot Ederson today clipped up and posted.
I
feel like we're gonna revisit it, whether he comes to Ederson or not. I feel like we're gonna have to revisit it.
The same way he was gassed about Belieber. I wish someone in the chat find the clip. We need to see when Nuruddin admitted on live air that if United get Belieber, he will have to give Ineos props. So
because the importance of the midfield we needed, I knew how important the midfield was that we needed the last season, and they didn't do it. That's what that was, the importance of that midfield we needed. And they said that, and that's the reason why Amarim left, by the way. Not because of the results, not because of the shit football, because he wanted midfielders, and the club said no.
Yeah,
remember
there
that.
You go, people. Noorden, what you got coming up, bro?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be live in it. Tomorrow I'm gonna be live doing a podcast. I've already done a season review. Gonna be looking at some of the transfer stuff tomorrow. More in-depth player profiles. I might do a video on my channel, actually, Staffy, of Elliot Anderson player profile.
I'll watch that. I'll watch that still.
You should. If people like Musa think plays like Henderson, then we definitely need to educate the masses a little bit more.
It's not like Anderson.
There you go.
It's so much better than Anderson.
There you go, people. So yeah, but make sure you check out everyone's content. Make sure you subscribe to everyone's content. I think Rants is going live with Tech Zeno now, so head over to Tech Zeno and Rants. They're going live right now. And
big up Taxino, man. He played football at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out his commentary on Insta, man. Big up to him. So yeah, people, love, guidance. We are out, people. Take care. Bye-bye.
Sure.
Peace.